Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Toucher.
They love the show. In fact, they said, Fred, you're the best.
And Hardy.
Who's Taylor the originator?
On 98.5.
Hello.
Hey there.
Aloha.
Bonjour.
How are we doing?
What? I'm an animal.
Can we use this for the radio? Go, Nick, with your drinking at noon on Mondays.
Well, I tell her the truth, I miss booty.
That problem is too large for the Sarge.
You know how I feel about clowns on morning shows?
And I'm just saying, hello.
Toucher and Hardy.
Watch Daddy and Uncle Freddie.
Knocking back
25 glasses of soda.
Having some fun.
On 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go.
See it.
I don't know, man. I heard the row.
Good morning. It's Toucher and Hardy again with Fred in everyone's favorite summer destination, Florida. With Fred out today, Michael Holly is here with us. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
John. Good morning, Hardy.
Very formal good mornings.
Good
all
morning,
around.
gentlemen. No, I'm here, man. I'm ready. I'm ready.
So much sports to talk about.
I just want to applaud you, but I don't know how you do it. Like, when do you know your name in the morning? Like, I was awake, and I hate to say it, I was behind the wheel of a car, and still not quite. So, I was awake.
Have you? No. Wait, this happens to me at least 2-3 times a week, where for the first, I would say, 4 to 5 miles of my commute, I feel like, this is unsafe. What I'm doing, or operating this machinery in the state that I'm in. This is not good.
There's always one day a week, and Hardy and I come in and say, I had, today's my day. Wednesday, both of us had it where we both wake up and like, I'm not coming in, where I'm just laying here. I'm not coming in to work.
Like I'm just going to quit my job.
We're all done. We're not coming in today.
I was awake. I was out. Got coffee, and I'm just like, okay, all right. I need something to happen. I need somebody to scream. I need something dramatic to happen. Because I'm kind of in I'm in a dream state. This is not real. Okay, I see people driving by. I see people walking by, but it's not real life. Are these real people? Maybe I need to go up to them and push them or something.
That's a good idea.
Maybe get smacked.
Yeah, start
always a smart thing.
Start talking to strangers at 4:40 in the morning. Just like, hey,
what's going on?
You got a minute?
Yeah, you listen to 98.5 The Sports Hub. Of course you do. Of course you do. I'm on my way there right now. Good to see you guys.
What would you like me to talk about this morning?
What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, because it's carte blanche. We're just going to have at it. The years ago, and I believe this was a somewhat of a COVID affair, the great shark versus bear debate. And I don't know if it infiltrated the morning show, John.
Lay it out for me. Lay it out for me.
Well, in COVID, it probably did.
We did so many things.
We had what? How many weeks without sports?
We were apart for a long time. One of us was on an island somewhere. Yeah. Another one of us was in his house, and I was here.
Yeah. The only sporting event you had was The Last Dance.
Well, yeah,
right?
but you also had that wonderful game of horse that got played.
Oh, yeah.
We did this a few
right.
weeks ago because it was the 5-year anniversary a few months ago of the start of COVID. And we did, a brief discussion of the worst, events that were planned because of COVID.
That was easy.
And the horse game that was played was so bad. And look, people are trying. I get it. They're trying to give you something, but guys just FaceTiming from their driveways, and it didn't help that nobody could hit a shot.
The best part about the whole thing, first of all, you had Mark Jones hosting a thing with some random uniform tacked on the wall, barely hanging on behind him.
Yeah.
He's sitting in his office, but you have people literally in their driveways. Trey Young, who you figure at the time could afford something, he's in his parents' driveway in Oklahoma with the 2-car garage behind him, firing up shots. The rim's half bent.
He's got the sidewalk chalk where he's drawn the free throw line.
Yeah.
tattered net.
That's right.
Can you get it? Or no net at all. Did that go in? Was that all net?
Wait,
Was that all net, or was that an air ball?
Yeah.
I can't tell. But, it's like that time you're thinking, oh, yeah, this little thing. I remember in school, it's like, hey, parents are going to be out for a couple of weeks, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Okay, this thing, it'll be fun. A couple of weeks out of school, and then we'll be right back there, and never happened.
No. But during that time, the shark versus bear debate was raging, and that was, would you rather have to fend off and survive a shark attack in the water? Pick your spot. 3 feet of water just off the beach, shark is coming at you, or you're in the woods and you're being chased by a bear. And, different sharks and bears for the debate. It had to be a 1-to-1 ratio. It's like, okay, if it's a great white, then we're talking grizzly or polar bear. We're talking apex predator. If it's a bull shark, then maybe it's just a big black bear that is, after you in the woods. Like, which do you choose out of that scenario? This went on forget about days. I mean, it bled into the next week easily across multiple shows and formats, and people's minds could not be changed. It almost got political.
Mm-hmm. It got political.
There was no convincing someone.
Yeah.
On the, I'll fight off a shark side that no, really your, chances are better of being there. But no, but it sparked debate, much like the bringing the towel to the pool thing has kind of taken over.
I heard you on that. You're right. I heard you. You're right on it. That when you said that you asked your wife and your wife paused and you said, that's all I need to know.
Right.
Your pause is the right answer. I'm with you.
Our general manager came into our meeting yesterday, and she's so. There's no other way.
She was like, "You bring a damn towel."
She's so disappointed in me and shocked at my lack of etiquette and perception and understanding that I didn't know that you're supposed to bring a towel to a pool party, and I still question a little bit whether it's truly necessary or even that it's this huge breach of etiquette that you show up at a pool party without a towel. Fred started going nuts and started bringing up like hotels and things you don't bring towels to. It's like, I know you're on a roll, Fred, but no one's talking about that. We're just talking about your friend. Hey, why don't you come over and have a swim?
Okay, I'm coming over.
You showed up without a towel? What are you? Some kind of barbarian? Like,
see,
I didn't know I had to bring like my own accessories other than myself in a bathing suit. I didn't know.
And see, if it's the first time you're being invited to somebody's house, so let's say it's the first time. Hey, come on over for the pool party. You've never been to their house before. I'm more likely to come with a bottle of wine than I am with a towel.
I'm never showing up empty-handed.
I wouldn't think of it. Yeah, but you're empty-handed. Where's your towel? You obviously don't want to have a pool party. What? But then I wouldn't even think of it.
Then she starts insulting me personally by saying like, well, you obviously don't go to a lot of pool parties.
No.
Because generally what happens is you walk in the back gate and people are carrying all kinds of stuff. And like, you know what? I've lived a few years. I've seen a few things. I've been to a few parties. Yeah, I know how it generally works. I just didn't know that I had to come in, dragging a cooler behind me and a beach bag and an umbrella and all this other crap. I thought you were inviting me to your home to host me and to have some things there, including, I don't know, this is crazy, a towel.
What else are you supposed to bring to pool parties? Is that it? Just a towel? I mean, what else happens at pool parties? Is there...
You drink beer.
So should you bring?
You drink.
What's more offensive not to have? Some beer or a towel?
See, but even then, you have to be careful what you bring because some people don't like glass poolside. People don't want glass out there.
That makes sense. But just to get back to the conversation after the show yesterday, you're underselling it, Hardy. This is her second time in to discuss this. She already had at it with Fred, mostly Fred, but Hardy too, like 3 days earlier. And she was so enraged by us bringing the conversation back up. She came in for a second try at it. And it was legit like 10 or 15 minutes of her holding forth about the subject.
Okay, you know what it is? It's not about the pool party. It is. She said, you said the word. I don't know if she used it. It's an etiquette issue. And so some people are just, they are so graceful with etiquette. They know what to do in situations that are kind of gray area situations. I'm not one of those people. So I'm always wondering, okay, if I'm at the valet, do I tip now or do I tip at the end? How much is too much? How much is too little? Somebody holds the door. Should I tip that? Yeah. So I'm always kind of like confused in etiquette situations. So the general manager knows her etiquette, and she's shocked that you don't.
Right. Now
that's what it comes to.
Now this is the general manager, market manager. I mean, like a position in the company that extends beyond this market. So logically, just being a smart grown person, I should acquiesce and say, yeah, absolutely. But the more pushback I get, the more the real me comes out, and now I'm just going to push back. Now I'm going to argue everything. It doesn't matter who it is, right? And the more defense I hear of this position, the more I become convinced that I'm right. Now, the second trip into the meeting is kind of what sealed it for me.
Yes.
And now, not only will I not acquiesce just to make nice with my boss's boss's boss, now I'm going to push back. Now I'm going to start to be a little bit of a prick about it. Now you've poked the bear, and not the bear from the shark
not
versus
the shark,
bear debate.
but the bear.
No. Now Hardy's here. The model employee Robert Poole was here a few minutes ago. Now you're talking to Hardy.
It's
now you got
old virgin.
Now, Mary. Now you have a problem.
So how did it end?
I told her to get the F out of my meeting and stop bothering me with her BS.
She's like, I just can't talk to you. There's a memo that goes out to staff, all staff. We have etiquette training next week. Because you guys don't understand.
Oh, no.
You don't know anything about life.
No, that was about a year ago. We had to do some sensitivity training. So that was
believe me,
that was another matter entirely.
I've been a part of that in another section. I was a part of it, and I'm thinking,
hey,
why the hell am I here?
John's got a voice he wants to try out this morning.
Don't do it.
Everyone take the day off.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Everyone take tomorrow off.
It's a good rough draft. It's a good rough draft. It's good.
John's workshopping a bit.
It's good in a
We're going to do it
meeting.
this morning.
It's good in a private meeting, but don't bring it. It's not ready. It's not ready to be unveiled yet.
Oh, God. All right, so anything is on the table this morning, Mike.
Great.
Anything that that sparks your interest. I mean, I've got the British Open here. The last 2 mornings have been easy for me to get up, quite frankly, because I'm getting up and I'm watching some of the British Open.
Did you do it again, half hour early?
I did it again this morning. It was great.
Nice.
And normally I don't sit there and have coffee at home like some a guy leading a life of leisure. It's like, no, man, it's like, put that in the to-go cup and let's drive into work. But no, getting up early, watching some of the Open Championship.
I was going to say, why don't they call it the British Open anymore?
Well, they never did.
It was never the British Open?
No.
So I'm so ignorant.
No,
look at that.
No, it's just,
look. John, didn't you think it was the British Open?
I did. For many, many years, I thought it was the British Open, and now it seemed to me like the organizers were insisting upon themselves. No, it's the Open Championship.
Open Championship.
You know what it is? I'll tell you exactly what it is. It is why the University of Nevada in Reno does not like to be called University of Nevada Reno. They are the University of Nevada.
Everybody else gets the hyphen.
UNLV, the stuff like that. It's why when you go to UMass, you don't say you go to UMass Amherst. You say UMass. Yeah. And everyone else is UMass Lowell, UMass Boston, UMass Dartmouth. Okay, all right. So the Open Championship was the first one. That was golf's open to everybody. We're going to find the best golfer in the world championship. When the U.S. Open started, they had to give themselves.
We're the U.S. Open.
The U.S. Open, the Canadian Open, the Irish Open, the Scottish Open, all these things. They are, in their minds, the Open Championship. That is the championship in golf according to
All right.
the Brits. That's how they feel about it. That's why they started insisting upon that name. I don't know. It feels like 10 years ago.
It's a little
maybe.
late, though.
Well, I know, but
I mean,
we really.
still,
152 years later.
We can't throw stones. I mean, isn't the country club in Brookline? Not the country club here, the country club.
That's why they've got the name. They're the first ones to call it that, I think.
Yeah.
That's why they get to call themselves that. The country club.
Not that creative, though, right?
The country club?
The country club. Yeah, okay.
We were first.
Yeah, you're first.
Yeah.
So come up with a more creative name. The country club.
That's not great.
No.
Yeah, okay. Ooh. Wow. So what are you? We're a country club.
Yeah.
Isn't it wild, though? Because, I mean, all right, it's in Brookline. That was out in the country. Hence the name, the country club. It took a while to get out there. And whatever horse and buggy or whatever you're taking, if you're coming from downtown, it's like, oh, no, that's trip out to the country. It's going to take you about 45 minutes to get there with no traffic.
And based on the traffic lately, it's still out in the country. Takes you a long time from downtown.
I have people who still insist that I live in the country, and they're mostly like JP, West Roxbury buddies and stuff like that. They're like, oh, man, it's we were at a couple of graduation parties back, with the kids that my kids went to school with up through, like, until 6th grade. And, like, oh, you made it in for the party. I said, we're 17 minutes away.
It's not that far. It's not that bad.
We're in West Roxbury. When I lived in Rossie, it would have taken me 10 minutes to get here. It's 7 more minutes. But they look at it as like, oh, you moved out to the sticks, man. What's it like? Do you see bald eagles? What exotic animals are going through your yard?
When I moved from the South End, used to live in the South End to Jamaica Plain. Okay, a friend of mine said, "Oh, so you moved to the suburbs?" Like, what? What? Wow. I could go right down. I could probably run from Jamaica Plain to the South End. It's not that far. I got here in about 10 minutes. But it's not the city. It's not just the congested walking around.
Michael, where was I last night? I told you where we went out last night. Was I in the South End?
Yes, you were. The South End.
Yeah.
I think anyone who spends any amount of time living in Boston, you have that notion when you're walking through those neighborhoods. And we walked from Back Bay, over to this restaurant in the South End. I'm like, I wonder if, like, one day, kids are grown, don't need the big house, and end up like, one of these, places here along, I don't know names of any of the streets other than, like, Columbus Ave, stuff like that. And think, it seems like a cool vibe down here, like actually living in the city. And normally I'm this guy. It was my wife who I'm walking with. She's like, where are you going to park? Where are you going to play golf? How long is it going to take you to get there? I'm like, can you let me have this little fantasy for 15 seconds? Like about just, not doing all the upkeep and all the stuff anymore and just having one of these little spots here where you walk out the front door and you're walking on the city streets of the city that you supposedly live in, but only really visit about once a month. Like, wouldn't it be cool to, like, actually live back in the city? Because when I was in Rossie, and we were there for a long time, it's in the city, but it's not really in the city. To live, like, downtown, to live in the city.
All right, so you live downtown in the city, and so you have all the things that come with that. So convenient. So everybody looks at the positives. Oh, we can walk to this restaurant. So convenient. Yeah. Oh, I would just hop on the train, and it's right there, just 1 or 2 stops. How about the sirens in the middle of the night?
Okay, well.
All right, how about just people around and the noises?
You know what?
Okay, there we go.
The people.
The people.
I forgot about
people.
All the people walking around. Ugh.
Shouting.
God forbid you should own a car.
Well, that's it. The parking.
The parking is awesome. If you live in the city, it doesn't cost a thing. And if you do find an open spot, it's 8 blocks from your apartment.
And if you find, how about parking for you? You've got parking, but how about if you have visitors?
Yeah.
No.
Where are they going to buy? Hey,
you can't have visitors.
Hey, just a couple blocks away.
Nobody comes over.
Don't park there on Tuesdays because you're going to get towed. That's street cleaning.
That's right,
don't park there between that
7
time
and 11 at night. No.
Now, at this time, it's residential parking. But then after that,
So I'm not doing it. All right.
No.
All right. So
Don't do
that
it.
won't be happening.
Not right
All
now.
right. All right. What precious little happened last night, we'll be talking about next. Bert Breer will be here at 7 o'clock this morning. Make sure, if you're not already watching and following us on YouTube, and join the chat, and the shout out to the YouTube fam. And all right, good. We're off and running here on this Friday morning without Fred on Toucher and Hardy here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. All right, it is Toucher and Hardy without Fred this morning. What happened last night? Brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game of what happened. So change your lettuce and change your life with Dr. Matthew Lepresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR. Wallach.
Yes.
What? Did anything happen last night?
Yeah, oddly enough, there was a lot that happened yesterday and last night. Let's start with the NBA. Damian Lillard. Over the last week, there were online reports linking him with the Celtics, and in fact, there were reports that Jason Tatum had been actively recruiting him to come here. However, with no money to spend to stay below the second luxury tax apron, no deal was struck, and Lillard wound up going back home.
Being home in Portland, being back with his 3 kids was by far the biggest, most important factor in Damian Lillard deciding to return and re-sign with the Trailblazers. He was going to spend the year rehabbing his Achilles tear in the Portland area anyways.
The music is always great. I don't know how you guys feel about the jazz music behind, but ESPN is king.
Is that what that is, jazz?
I don't know what you want to call it.
Music.
Music.
Yeah, that's more like the Chick Corea Walkman jazz. That's very palatable jazz.
That's
kind of
fair.
talk over. Hey, how's everybody doing? Right, feeling good. What's up, baby?
Yeah, well, it's good. You know, Damian Lillard's employed again. It's time to dance a little bit, you know?
I like this story. Don't you love this story, John?
I do like the story. One of the quick thing, the Celtics, according to Shams, did want him. It's, as I said.
Boston, Minnesota, dozens of other teams had minimum and mid-level exception offers out to Damian Lillard in the last several weeks. But I'm told Lillard, as well as Joe Cronin, the Blazers GM, head coach Chauncey Billups, they all met at Damian Lillard's home in recent weeks and figured out how they were going to bond and reunite and move forward on a deal.
Okay, it's a 3-year, $42 million contract for Lillard. And while it's seen as a way to wind down a career, that deal, if by some miracle he regains his form, is incredibly tradable if he says in 2 years, you know what, I want to go back to a contender for one more shot at the age of 37 or 38. I'd like to be a bench piece and go get my ring. 3 years and $42 million, you can deal that and get something good for him in return.
But you know what's clear to me? He's not that guy. And I think today we tend to criticize players like that, players who are not – so we judge players who don't have a championship, right? Like, okay, who are the best players never to win a championship? Oh, Charles Barkley, you're missing something. Reggie Miller, Patrick Ewing, you're missing something because you haven't won a championship. I'm gonna put it out there. He's not gonna win a championship if he's a Blazer.
You don't think?
It's not gonna happen in his career. But he is when he left Portland, you know, he's a rapper, so he came out with this little. He came out with the Trailblazers diss track. You know, it's okay if you haven't heard of it. Okay, it's not quite Kendrick Lamar and Drake. It didn't go viral, but he came out with this whole diss track about the Trailblazers. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute, he didn't want to go. He didn't. It was out there that he was looking for a team, but he wasn't really into leaving the Blazers. He got to the Bucks. There were reports very early that he was miserable, that he missed Portland, and we're going on and on about, hey, will he go with Boston? Will he go with the Lakers? Will he go somewhere else? Of course, he went back to the place he never wanted to leave.
That's crazy.
I think that's kind of a cool story, though.
What is also interesting about that, and, you know, I don't think I can be taken to task too much for not thinking about the Portland Trailblazers a whole lot over the last few years. I forgot Chauncey Billups was the head coach.
Yeah. Chauncey has had some rough years, last couple. I think he's very happy for the help as far as leadership is concerned. I called one game out in Portland, and part of the job is to sit and look at the press conference to ask the opposing head coach. Chauncey now has, like, gray beard and mustache and goatee, and he looks about 10 years older than he actually is. And you forget Chauncey's a Hall of Famer.
Right.
And he knows what good basketball is, and he would straight up tell us our kids aren't quite sure what they're doing at this point. And there's been some really lean years for Chauncey the last couple of years. Getting Damian Lillard back, now he doesn't have to do everything. He has a guy that can help him on the court and in the locker room.
And he has Drew Holiday, too.
That's right. And
so Drew Holiday and
yep.
Dame Lillard and Scoot Henderson. And if you're Lillard, what a nice financial windfall you have. You get $14 million from the Blazers to rehab, to not play.
Right.
And then you get another $56 million from the Bucks. Mm-hmm. So he's going to get $70 million. You get $70 million this year.
And what is truly expected of him? just come in there and help Chauncey
Hey,
out. He's having a rough time.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's the reason he wants to go home. But basketball-wise, that's all he's there for. He's not expected to contribute. He's not expected to score 20 points a game. I mean, how good is he going to be at the age of 35 or 36 coming off a torn Achilles?
Not very good.
Okay, so this is why when anyone was talking about him coming to Boston and the notion that he could be headed this way, I kept saying the same thing. Why? What is the point of this? And also, even with the money that's being taken care of by Milwaukee, how is it that everyone's wringing their hands about second aprons and how we're going to get under? You're gonna spend even $1 to bring in a guy that isn't going to play next year or is going to be rehabbing for a long time, and once he is fully healthy, is not going to contribute in a meaningful way other than, I know the name and there's a chance he has some decent nights. It never made sense to me with Lillard as a Celtic.
Well, but if you look at it as if you get Dame Lillard and you still have Tatum and you still have White and you still have Brown, you've got a guy who can come off the bench. Ooh, I don't know. Will he come off the bench? But a guy can come off the bench and get you a quick 17 or 18.
And
did it make sense money-wise, though?
If the Celtics could have gotten under that second luxury tax apron, actually, even if they're over it, say Lillard really wanted to come here in an alternate universe. Say he really wanted to come here and said, you know what, I'll accept the veteran minimum. I've made all my money. Milwaukee's paying me all this cash. And you get Lillard 2 years from now, like Michael said, to come off the bench and play 15 minutes a game.
Or even
that world,
or 20,
or
even
whatever,
20.
whatever the
20
case,
minutes.
20 on up. But again, 36 coming off for torn Achilles, you
Right.
don't know what he's capable of. In that world, I can see it happening, and you get Lillard to join those other big three, and maybe you have something.
Yeah, I never looked at it as Lillard as the number two, or certainly not the number one option, but not as a number two Dame Lillard from 5 years ago. This is a different part of his career, different chapter where he says, I just want to win a championship. But he doesn't. I mean, do you look down on him and say, man, the guy's not really a competitor. Why wouldn't he want to go to a team where he has a chance to win? Why go to the Blazers in a loaded Western Conference where it's not going to happen? I mean, even in his prime, the closest he got, he went to the conference finals against the Warriors, and I think they got swept.
Yeah,
it was just no opportunity to win it.
I guess I've just seen it too much on other teams. And here in Boston, with Shaquille O'Neal coming here, don't worry, you don't have to be like the guy. All you have to do is, be a little bit of Shaq. And it's like, well, at that point, believe me, I think Dame Lillard is a harder worker and more of an athlete than Shaquille O'Neal was. I'm not the biggest fan of Shaquille O'Neal as a basketball player. I think he was really good at being big first and foremost, but the fact that he never really honed much of a game beyond his size and footwork, I don't know. Maybe develop a bit of a hook shot.
Someone's been watching Kobe Bryant videos lately.
Maybe be able to shoot a free throw. I'm just saying. But when
this sounds exactly what Kobe said about him.
I was just going to say that came up with his algorithm.
That's right. No. Kobe said you're fat.
It's
you're
funny
fat and you should be dominating.
Yeah. But the fact when he came here, it's like it was nothing. It was nothing. It was like the whole exercise was futile. Like the Shaq didn't do anything here. He couldn't at that point.
Yeah.
Dame Lillard did have a diss track against Shaquille O'Neal, but we have the Portland diss track.
Oh, hey.
Oh, we got it. Yeah. All right, here we go. I didn't want to leave. It's them.
Yep.
I'm blazing trails,
He's
but it won't be with the Blazers.
He's kind of like the Billy Joel of the rap game. There's not a lot of poetry in there. No. Those lyrics read like witness testimony.
Hey, he's one of the top athlete rappers.
If you were telling me
that's really saying something, isn't it?
If you were telling me that I
got his own name too, Dame Dollar.
That's right.
Wow.
Dame Dollar.
Reading the transcript of a deposition in a wrongful termination suit.
Sir, what
it sounds
what
like.
happened? It wasn't me.
I'll still take it over the new Will Smith stuff.
Yeah.
Oh no. Have you heard any of Will Smith's new stuff?
The Will Smith?
The Will Smith.
Oh, the Will the
Yeah.
Grammy Will Smith?
Yeah.
I mean, Oscars,
Not anymore.
Oscars Will Smith?
All right, I'll tell you what. You look for that. We'll do a quick Celtic thing.
I will do a quick Celtic thing.
Right
I can't
here.
believe Holly hasn't heard it
No,
yet.
we'll do it.
Oh, okay.
Because the Celtics wrapped up their 4-game Summer League schedule against everyone's favorite Summer League player, Bronny James and the LA Lakers out in Las Vegas.
Oh, the easy one after a made field goal and the windmill. And a kiss to the ground.
That was a terrible play-by-play call, but it was a Jordan Walsh windmill dunk is what that was. Walsh led the Celtics with 17 points, but you know what, guys? He was not the high scorer in this game.
6 seconds on the shot clock. James penetrates. Muscles one up. Gets it to go. James will go to the free throw line as well. Quarter for Bronny James.
You would think that was a playoff game. Bronny James, 18 points for LA, and apparently has just won his team the Western Conference Finals.
Of course he has.
18 points, game-high score, everyone's media darling. However, like Bronny James and the Lakers do, they lost. Celtics won 87-78. They finish up their 4-game schedule with a record of 3-1. But the mystery of Bronny James's popularity continues.
Well, is it a mystery at all?
No.
It is to me. He's not good.
It's just the longest running human interest story in sports or in the NBA. Like there's just this fascination with him because of who his dad is. And, yeah, the nepotism involved in order to get him on the Lakers in the first place. And, well, it's just it just interested as part of the human condition, what a father will do for his son, what a team will do for that father when he happens to be one of the 2-3 greatest players of all time. It's just interesting. It's fascinating only from a personality and sociology experiment. I feel has nothing to do with basketball.
Yeah, I mean,
Zero.
I think Jaylen Brown said it best, and he walked it back. Remember that?
Yes, I do.
He's sitting courtside with his girlfriend at the time, and he's
By the way, that was at the Summer League last year.
Summer League, and he's watching it, and he says, "I don't think," and he says, and the look on his face was great too. He's kind of like scrunching up his face and saying, you can read his lips, "I don't think Bronny's a pro." And everybody saw it. And he was like, "Well, you know, I was just saying that it's great that LeBron James can use his influence." And he kind of tried to couch it, but he was right. He's not a pro. And how many times do you see this? And count. Now that I bring it up, count how it happens. You'll see on ESPN, Bronny hits a buzzer-beating 3 at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah.
And the Lakers lose by 20. Or Bronny has this and one, and those are the only points he has in the game. I mean, there's all this focus on him, and you think, oh, this happened in a significant part of the game. No, it didn't.
No,
and even you get your 18 points, it's Summer League basketball. I think most of the guys, Summer League, I can't even put it in the proper context because it's not like a bunch of 8th and 9th guys in the NBA. It's worse than that. It's you'll probably get 3 or 4 starters, maybe. Not even starters. 3 or 4 NBA top 8 contributors in the Summer League right now, outside of the guys who have to play, outside of the Dylan Harpers and Cooper Flaggs. But most of these guys out there are not NBA players.
All right, Celtics starting lineup last night.
Oh, here we go.
Amari Williams, second-round draft pick this year. Jordan Walsh.
Okay.
Probably not going to play.
Baylor Shireman, he might play.
He will play. He'll play.
And Jordan Walsh might play.
Might play. Hugo Gonzalez, first-round draft pick this year.
Not going to play.
Scored 13 points last night. And Max Shulga. Max Shulga is their second-round draft pick this year.
He
VCU.
may not play this year.
You think? Bold statement.
What a team.
That was the starting 5 for the Celtics last night. The 3 picks this year plus Baylor Shireman and Jordan Walsh, 2 guys at the end of the bench last season.
Yeah, if Jordan Walsh does play, Hardy, it's either that, wow, what strides he made as a third-year player, or, oh, this is worse than we thought.
All right. We'll step aside. We'll get the headlines here and more what happened last night. Then you can hear some of what Will Smith has been up to, too, Michael, because you should not know what he's been up to. We'll clue you in next.
Sports Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Red Sox come back from the All-Star break today. They will open up a 3-game series at Wrigley Field against the Chicago Cubs. Red Sox, you will remember, have a 10-game winning streak intact. Celtics will not be bringing in Damian Lillard. He's agreed to a 3-year, $42 million contract with the Portland Trailblazers. In Summer League basketball, Celtics beat the Lakers 87-78. They wrap up their run in Las Vegas with a record of 3-1. NFL Union head Loyal Howell resigned last night. Pittsburgh Steelers have signed T.J. Watt to a 3-year, $123 million contract. $108 million of that is guaranteed. And in golf, round 2 of the Open Championship underway in Northern Ireland, American Harris English has a one-shot lead at 5 under par. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Best Ford. Looking for great deals on a new Ford? Go to the Best First, Best Ford in Nashua. Head to bestfordofnashua.com. I'm John Wallach at Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7 o'clock.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
If you're thinking about a new kitchen, deck, windows, doors, or any home project, visit CCL Homescapes in Abington. Nothing beats the product selection and the experts on hand to help you at every turn. Open during the week and on Saturdays, 8 to noon. CCL Homescapes, right in Abington.
I've always gotten tons of UTIs. Cranberry products never worked for me, and I was desperate for a way to be proactive. I'm Jenna Ryan, CEO and founder of Eucora. We've worked with doctors to develop effective urinary tract health products. Eucora is helping over 100,000 women stay healthy. Ready to join them? Get 30% off at eucora.com/radio. That's UQORA.com/radio.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
All right, listen up here, folks. When you're buying a new car, you need a playbook that protects you long after the season ends. And that's why every new car at Albrecht Auto Group comes with the Albrecht Advantage. Get this. It's a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty backed by Allstate Insurance. So don't get blitzed by those other dealerships. Get Allstate back coverage at Albrecht. And get it without spending an extra dime. Get the Albrecht Advantage and get respect at all 8 Albrecht Auto Group dealerships. Connect at albrechtauto.com and tell them Zoe sent you.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Hey, that's the spirit. Right now, we're celebrating free with a free STP oil filter when you buy 5 quarts of oil and free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 rotors. Like always, free battery testing, charging, and recycling at every store. Celebrate free at AutoZone, now through July 28th.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
said you didn't want to hear more music in the morning. Okay, here's more Toucher and Hardy on the.
Be kind of like a modern gangster rap guy. Just like, I'm going to slap somebody around. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah, it's not just Chris Rock. This is what, hey, you come my way, you're going to get a slap. That's what you should do. Don't do the nice little bubblegum pop, bubblegum rap. Go hardcore.
Wait a minute.
Will Smith, hardcore.
Everyone would believe that. Like, MC Hammer at the end.
Well, listen.
MC Hammer went gangster rap at the end. That really worked out well.
No, he already saw. If you think, if I told you 10 years ago, you know what? At the Grammys, Will Smith is going to get out of his seat, walk up to the stage where Chris Rock is doing a monologue, slap him, and say, "Keep my wife's name out your mouth."
Yeah.
Okay, you would say, not Will Smith. Not the Fresh Prince. No, he's every man. Everybody loves, he's beloved Will Smith. But once he did that, he's established a new character.
Okay, but the character is not that of being a badass. It's the character of someone who's having a nervous breakdown.
Okay, that works.
Okay, so how do you lean into the nervous breakdown?
Yeah, sure. Come on, you do that. Have you ever heard of Kanye West?
Gangsters don't have nervous breakdowns. It's not cool.
Well, gangsters are a little, sometimes a little unsettled, a little agitated. I'm the Will Smith, the agitator.
Are you a Will Smith fan?
No.
Okay. Well, maybe you will be after you hear this track.
Michael, he opened the album with a skit. He's kicking it back to what Prince Paul used to do with De La Soul, except it's not good. Whereas Prince Paul's were good.
It's like a really bad version of Parents Just Don't Understand.
With the voices.
Yeah.
God.
La-di-da-di, I like to party. By myself,
Slick
though,
Rick
I
wept.
came with somebody. Me and Jeff like Jordan and Scotty.
Okay.
Spend a lot of time.
All right. Yeah, you're right. I'm wrong. I take back everything I said about leaning into the gangster Will Smith. No.
Can't do it.
I feel like I'm going to say it. All right. I grew up on hip hop, loved it. I love when, I love the tribute. I love the thought behind it. When Will Smith was imitating Rakim on Summertime, he was basically plagiarizing.
Yeah.
He was like doing Rakim, trying to do Rakim. He failed, but okay, it was a nice little gesture. I'm going to say hip hop is for the young. If you are, in very rare cases, over 40, it's just not going to work for you.
No, but if you're,
it's for the young.
But if you're over 40, you can still enjoy the hip hop that you enjoy.
No, I'm saying listening. Yes, I'm talking about
artist
for the artist. So
you're talking the artist. Okay.
How old is Drake 40 yet?
I don't know. It's a good
He's
question.
close, right? And I know there are a lot of
38.
He's 38. All right. So I know there are a lot of artists who are still doing it. I love The Roots and Black Thought, rare case of still operating at a high level. Somebody told me they saw Nas. I think Nas is performing with I think it was the Boston Symphony Orchestra or something like that. Or he was out in the Berkshires.
Tanglewood.
Yeah. Most of the time, nah, man.
No.
It's just not the same.
Kendrick Lamar, also 38.
Yeah.
He's older than I thought.
Coming up.
All right.
Coming up to that time.
Anything else we need to get to what happened last night, Wally, quickly?
Just one thing, because I really would be upset if I didn't get to this. The Open Championship.
Thank you.
At Portrush.
Royal Port Rush.
Royal Port Rush. Scotty Scheffler, as you know, fired a 3-under par 68 yesterday, but also at this moment.
Scheffler. What are you laughing about?
That's pretty right.
Now, we don't know where it came from.
We don't, but, I don't think it came from Scheffler because the mic was too far back. I'm not sure where it came from, but it's such a distinguished event with your jaw clenched and everyone watching on. To have that happen, I found that hilarious. I thought that was tremendous. It loosened things up a little bit, if you will.
So to speak.
Yeah.
The commentators on the radio side, because I listen to the major championships
really?
On the radio.
In the car?
Yeah. It's the most unintentionally funny thing. And we were listening to it last night when we were driving home. They were replaying some of the stuff. My wife said, "Is this a skit? Is this a joke?" Because it's
is this Will Smith?
I know.
And there's a Scottish woman on there, and I'm not going to try and do the Scottish accent, but she was on again this morning, and she was describing the attire. She's like, trying to describe what Justin Rose is wearing. And he's wearing the baseball cap. Oh, what am I saying? Oh my word! It's not a baseball. It's a golf cap. It's a golf cap, and he's wearing his white shoes and his navy trousers, and really like painting the picture. And if you just hear it for 10 seconds on the radio, you think it's a bit. Like this isn't an actual broadcast that's going on. No, it is. It's my ASMR. I find it very, very soothing.
And I'm surprised your wife will listen to. See, John, you were amazed that he's listening to golf on the radio.
Yes,
that's one. But then your wife listens with you.
Oh, we were in the car for 5 minutes. I mean, train station to the house. It wasn't a long drive.
No complaints. Like, okay,
she's cool. Half in the bag. She didn't care.
Okay, all right.
We're out. All she can do to stay awake for the 1.5 miles.
And you're you're listening on the radio. Are you imagining? Okay, what's you're thinking about?
I'm just letting it wash over me.
Happen.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
I can't imagine.
Okay,
golf on the radio. Could you do it, John? You're a play-by-play
No,
guy.
I could not do golf on the radio. I couldn't. And if I tried, I would. I think it would just be reflexive to adopt an English accent, a British accent to do it. You know what I mean?
You think you think they speak quietly in the TV booth? Like these people are on the course
and they're whispering out there.
No, but it's quiet, but it's also reverential.
Yeah. Yes, it is. It's the Open Championship.
Yeah.
Albert Breer is here.
He's here.
Next.
Oh yeah.
So that will be happening here momentarily on Toucher and Hardy here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Toucher and Hardy, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Clog drain never happens at a good time. John Sewer and Drain Cleaning with a...
Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5, the Sports Hub. Paisley Media Group Station. Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Red Sox will see if they can keep things rolling today when they come back from the All-Star break in Chicago. Lucas Giolito will start as the Sox open up a 3-game series at Wrigley Field against the Cubs. They are looking for an 11th straight victory. In Celtics news, they officially lost out in their reported effort to bring in Damian Lillard. The future Hall of Famer has agreed to a 3-year, $42 million contract to go back to Portland. There is a player option and a no-trade clause. Celtics also got 17 points from Jordan Walsh. They beat the Lakers in Summer League play 87-78. The Green finished their 4-game schedule out in Vegas with a record of 3-1. NFL Union Director Lloyd Howell resigned last night amid charges of collusion with the league. ESPN is reporting the Patriots quarterback Drake May has already reported to training camp almost a week before the first full practice of the summer. Workout number 1 is set for Wednesday morning. The Pittsburgh Steelers have signed T.J. Watt to a 3-year, $123 million contract with $108 million guaranteed. And in golf, round 2 of the Open Championship underway in Northern Ireland. American Brian Harmon is your new leader at 5 under par, 1 shot clear of 6 other men. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the New England Revolution. The New England Revs are back at Gillette Stadium Saturday night for a matchup against Orlando City SC. And be sure to stick around postgame for a fireworks showcase. Kickoff set for 7:30 p.m. Get your tickets today at revolutionsoccer.net. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7:30.
To us, Boston pride runs deep.
I'm a Bostonian!
This is Boston's Home for Sports.
Bow, bow, bow!
98.5 The Sports Hub. Half Toucher.
Dressed like a gorilla.
Half Hardy.
A big, beautiful ball of flame.
And a whole lot of Boston sports.
And I have had many offers to become an insider.
There hasn't been much talk between the sides, and I think that's why Terry felt compelled to say what he said. My anticipation is that the Commanders are going to take a swing at getting something done with him over the course of the next week. I think the Patriots would be very interested in this. You know, obviously, he's not going to come here with an unresolved contract situation, so you'd be talking about a draft pick plus a contract, helping Drake. Like, this guy checks every box.
Back in, I said one of my biggest disappointments of the last couple of days is that Fred isn't in. No offense to anybody else here, but I think
no offense taken, Bert.
But I think this is right in his wheelhouse.
Well, it is, but not for any reason that we can anticipate. And Fred's great gift to the world is that he will have some type of unorthodox opinion on the situation, and
he'll be able to break it down.
Well, and not only the breakdown, but if I had to guess right now, I would say he will probably just as an example. I'm not gonna predict, but as an example, he will use it as a launching off point for the guy running the camera at Gillette Stadium and how out of line he is, and how there could be like a lawsuit involved.
That's a good guess.
You know,
that's a good guess.
That's not far from what the actual CEO did, which predictably, billionaire behavior, blamed the band in his.
No, that was a fake statement.
I just found,
which is like
me too. 12. I fell for it too.
Oh, bummer!
I did
it was
too.
a fake.
Yeah.
I want that to be real though.
Blame Elon for
the
that one.
Coldplay statement is absolutely fake. You saw the one from Coldplay?
Yes.
Okay.
That one.
I didn't see that one. I saw the fake one from the CEO.
From the CEO.
Okay.
Right, which like
Blaming
you have to look
the
at
camera.
so the original. You have to look closely at the name of the original place where that was posted. It was like a quote unquote CBS reporter. And then you can always tell because you click on the guy and he's got 9 followers. So it was like I knew right away, but it looked they did such a good job of faking the press release. Like it looked like an actual press release that I'm like, there's a decent chance this goes viral because enough people retweet it. And ever since Elon Musk bought Twitter, like it's just sort of turned into that,
so,
like where these things can pick up really, really fast.
Okay, so the now fake statement. I didn't know this one was fake because it reads very, believably. I want to acknowledge the moment that's been circulating online, the disappointment it's caused. Supposed to be a night of music and joy, turned into a deeply personal mistake playing out on a very public stage. I want to apologize. It's not who I want to be. I also want to express how troubling it is that what should have been a private moment became public without my consent. I respect artists and entertainers. And as a friend once sang, lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and it will try to
We should have
fix
known
you.
right there.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
We should've known.
that should have been the tip-off, but I didn't pick up on that. The one that I immediately sniffed out was the statement from Coldplay, which, I mean, very funny. I wish it were true, but let's see. From the Coldplay Twitter account said, starting with our next show, we're introducing camera-free audience sections for people and their side pieces. That one, now that's a screenshot,
right?
You know, so immediately I saw that, I'm like, oh, that's not real. Okay, so that one was fake, but the CEO one, that somebody put some effort into that.
Well, I've had to train myself to look very close. I'm again, like, this isn't political or anything like that, but ever since Elon Musk bought Twitter and they started selling verification and all of that different stuff, it's like become harder to tell what's real and what's not. So I've had to train myself to go through certain steps to see if something is, to figure out if something is legitimate that gets posted on there. And I mean, follower count is usually a pretty decent tell. When there's a CBS News reporter with 9 followers, it's probably not real.
Bert, I'm interested because I happen to agree with you, and it's not political at all. This is all public knowledge. Like it's a trash. It's the opposite of what it used to be. You used to a blue check mark meant you were a reputable source. Now it means you're probably a troll or something worse. You paid for it, and all the racist stuff is disgusting. But I'm curious. You get a lot of traffic and a lot of engagement from that website. Still, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Will you ever pivot away from it and go to a Blue Sky or another, like a lot of the other?
I wish I could.
The others are attempting to do it.
It's hard when you do specifically what I do, just because it's sort of the clearinghouse for everything that we do. I would love to. I would love not to have to look down at my phone every 20 minutes and see what's on there. I will say the one thing it is still effective for is just as a news feed, like, so the problem is, like, now there's the following tab and the For You tab, and a lot of people don't understand the difference where you can switch over to the following tab where it's just people you follow, but if they go to the For You tab, then you get sent down like
all
a YouTube,
sorts of stuff. Yeah,
you get sent down like a YouTube algorithm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, where
my For You tab as opposed to my following tab, so my algorithm seems to think I want to watch high schoolers fighting, like, more than anything.
Maybe it tells you a little bit about yourself.
I don't know. It's like,
I can actually kind of see that.
Bully finally gets what's coming to him.
Yes. Here we go. I'm going to watch this one.
Maybe my algorithm does know me pretty well.
Yeah.
You're hooked every time. Bully gets it. Great.
Yeah, that's what they get more than anything. But you're right. You have to, like, be able to sniff this stuff out and, like, spend. Sometimes it's only 10 seconds looking at an account or anything before you know what's what.
Right. And I mean, like, to me, it's one of the, like, when we confirm stories, some people are like, oh, well, why do you need to put your name? You're confirming it because you're making sure it's true. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm all for giving credit to people, but there's also the fact that if you put your name on something, then you want to make sure that it's true. Or if you're amplifying something, if you're retweeting something, you want to make sure it's true first. That's why you confirm it. You don't confirm it so you can have your name on it.
Right. All right. Albert is here with us, and there at the top, we heard you talking about the Patriots, or the report that the Patriots are very interested.
I didn't report that.
Okay. Well, I'm saying, hearing you talking about a report, right, that the Patriots are interested in a wide receiver from the Commanders.
So, like, this is another thing that happens on Twitter now. I think Dov Kleiman got a hold of it. I said,
the master aggregator.
I said I believe that the Patriots would be very interested if Terry McLaurin was available. They've checked in on him the way they've checked in on a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just sort of in the course of business. This idea that, like, I'm sitting there, like, saying they're very interested in Terry McLaurin, like, I mean, it's part of the whole thing, like, where it's like they've checked in on him the same way they would check in on anybody who might be in a contract dispute. And like, I think people might be putting the cart before the horse, where I was saying specifically the Patriots are very interested in him. I was on a show in New England and I was asked about it, and I was like, yeah, I think they'd be very interested if he were available, but I don't think he's available right now.
What I don't understand, guys, is that Terry McLaurin, 13 touchdown receptions last year, great connection with Jaden Daniels. Why are the Washington Commanders even in this position where they haven't given this guy a contract? I think it's idiotic.
Yeah, it's a weird one because they haven't had much discussion at all over the last month. The market has exploded at a bunch of different positions. I think it's the easy answer, Michael. And like, so why did the Steelers wait until now to sign TJ Watt? Why have the Cowboys had trouble getting Micah Parsons signed? The market at a lot of these positions has escalated in a way where, I think some teams are waiting to see if it'll settle, and I think in most cases it hasn't. Like the example of the edge rusher market. So Myles Garrett gets that deal for $40 million, and obviously he's like an outlier, right? Like he's a future Hall of Famer, everything else. Well, that doesn't mean everybody, every edge rusher is going to get 40. But then Max Crosby gets in the mid-30s, and Daniil Hunter gets a short-term extension in the mid-30s, and that basically sets it. So okay, like, the Steelers understand we're probably not going to get away with giving TJ Watt much less than this. And I think in the same way, like the Garrett Wilson contract with the Jets clarifies the receiver market a little bit. He got $32.5 million. Now he's younger and there are different factors in play there. But, like I think this idea like, okay, well, is the Justin Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb contracts of last year, those outliers? Now it looks like they aren't, and so I think the Wilson deal getting done does clarify the market, but the market has escalated in a way at these positions where I think some teams are waiting to see if it'll settle, and I think in almost all cases it won't.
If you were the Patriots, what would you give up for McLaurin?
This is what I said the other night on TV that I
second round pick.
I think I would give up a second round pick. I'd be leery about a first because I think this would require you being honest with yourself about where the market or where your team is going to be. Because if you're going to be a playoff team, like I'd probably give up a pick at the bottom of the first round for him, provided I could get him signed to a long-term deal. If I'm being honest with myself and saying be 500 or worse, like now you're talking about a top 20 pick, and I'd be a little bit more leery about that,
I'm wondering if age is a factor too. McLaurin's
of course
going to be,
it is.
Well,
yeah.
McLaurin's going to be 30 in September, and the expiration date on wide receivers in their prime is what, 31 or 32?
Yeah, I mean,
if you're the Patriots, you're probably not going to be a contender for something big for another 3 years. Do you want to be paying Terry McLaurin $35 million 3 years from now?
Yeah, and I think what it would do is like you'd have him and Steph Diggs together for a year, and then I think if you were to bring in Terry McLaurin, it would mean that Stephon Diggs is a 1 year thing. Like that you're probably walking away from Steph Diggs after this year because of the contract it would require you doing with Terry McLaurin, and that would be a lot to invest. 2 contracts at that level in one position. So you'd probably be walking away from Diggs after 2025, which based on the player that McLaurin is, I'd probably be okay with because I actually think, like looking at Terry and the type of player he is, he's physically gifted, but he's not overly reliant on his physical gifts. Like he is a really good route runner. He is tough. He's physical. Like he's somebody who I think you could look at and say when he gets to 32 or 33 years old, he can
still be able to get open.
He can still reinvent himself.
Okay.
Like I always think of the ultimate example of that as being Larry Fitzgerald, where Fitzgerald wasn't like when he was 35 or 36, he wasn't what he was when he was 28. But he never was overly reliant on his physical gifts. Like he was always such a student of the game that he almost reinvented himself as a slot receiver after being a dominant outside receiver. And I think just based on who Terry is and the type of game he plays, like he will be able to remain productive, I think, well into his 30s. Now, the question is, if you're going to pay him $32, $33 million a year, are you going to be happy with that investment in 2 or 3 years based on what he is? And that's an open question.
All right. Bert's going to stay here with us. There has been a resignation from the NFL Players Association, and this story that we talked about when you were here on Monday, I think, has continued to evolve. So more on that and the start of camp coming up. All that here with Bert on Toucher and Hardy on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Stay tuned for
happening with Lloyd Howell, who's the NFLPA executive director. Late last night, Lloyd Howell Jr. resigned his position after 2 years as leader of the NFL Players Association. He says, it's clear my leadership has become a distraction to the important work the NFLPA advances every day. So for that reason, I'm stepping down. Hope this will allow them to maintain focus and player members ahead of the upcoming season. Was this only a matter of time, Bert?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think when there's a breach of trust and when the players don't think that you have their best interest in mind at all times, because of the uphill battle that I think NFL players are fighting in these situations nonstop, it's over. You know, I think I said earlier in the week I thought it was over. You know, I just the collusion thing was like a holy grail for the NFLPA, right? Like, and when D. Smith was in charge, pursuing that collusion case was a very important piece. And so the idea that they'd have the information on the Russell Wilson negotiation, the information on what happened behind closed doors at that owners' meetings, behind the text messages between Dean Spanos and Michael Bidwell, that all indicated that the NFL was suppressing the players' abilities to get fully guaranteed contracts, which, by the way, I'll say this again, it's not in the basketball CBA, the baseball CBA, the hockey CBA, or the football CBA, either that players have to or can't have guaranteed contracts. Like, that all happens through individual negotiations. That's the market, right? So the only way football players will ever get there is through individual negotiations. That has to start with the quarterback contracts. And so the fact that the Deshaun Watson contract in 2022 didn't lead to more fully guaranteed contracts was a big loss for the players. And what all that evidence shows is there was a coordinated effort by the owners to prevent Watson's deal leading to more fully guaranteed contracts. And having the evidence of that having happened and not shouting from not shouting it from the not climbing on the mountaintop and shouting it and announcing it to everybody, like, look what we have. But beyond that, being complicit and like covering it up was a really, really, really tough look for the NFLPA. And then you hear about his involvement with the private equity firm that's been approved, and there's a small group of private equity firms that have been approved to buy into
which
teams.
He continues to serve as a consultant for. It's like, you know, it gets brought up. They ask him about it. It's like, we'll do our due diligence on it. But it's like, this is an issue. If you're in any way representing either ownership or someone who has an interest in ownership, then even as a consultant, that's a conflict of interest. You can't represent the players and in any way represent owners. So, you going to step down? No. I'm going to keep that gig.
I'm not stepping down. I got this. It's a sweet gig.
It's a consulting gig. It's the best gig in the world.
Are you kidding me? Look, Bert, I don't think anybody is surprised. No player, no fan is surprised that owners colluded to keep the numbers down. And I don't think anybody's surprised by the two guys who were texting about it. Like, smart owners would be like, dude, we're not going to text about this. Bidwell and Spanos were like, hey, man, that was great.
Putting it in writing is
I'm not going to. Hey, I'm going to do this with Kyler Murray, too. This is awesome. They're actually putting it in a text.
Thanks, buddy. That's really going to help us with Justin Herbert.
Can you send me over whatever you wrote up as a boilerplate, and I'll just change the names and dates?
Hey, let's get this guy in on the text chain. Let's just all put it in writing. So that's not a surprise. I guess the surprise to me is that some players continued to defend him, and that Howell would think that this was a good idea, that, hey, I'll just keep this quiet, it will never come out. Like, can you make a case for why he wouldn't shout from the rooftops, as you said? I'm trying to think of it from his perspective.
There were a couple different things that I had heard. One, like Pablo Torre and Mike Florio helped uncover this week, which was that there was another case involving the running back situation that implicated J.C. Treader that never became public, and maybe there was some sort of quid pro quo there where you keep this quiet, we'll keep that quiet, which wouldn't be a good look for the NFLPA either, because now you're protecting an individual from looking bad at the cost of making making public like a case that makes all the owners look bad. And then there was also the case of the legal fees in this, which I don't want to bore anybody with the details, but what I had heard was there was about $12 million incurred in legal fees, which again is evidence that the lawyers always win by NFL lawyers in this case, and that the NFL felt like they could pursue the legal fees. Well, part of the reason why the NFLPA hired a businessman, Lloyd Howell, to come in and replace D. Smith is that they felt like they needed their finances in order because they weren't. And so like $12 million is a pretty big tab to pay. And maybe the NFL had worked with the NFLPA and said, hey, we won't pursue the legal fees if you agree to confidentiality on the findings here. Because they knew even though they won the case, it makes them all look absolutely terrible.
Right.
All right. In terms of the players and their, as Michael was saying, their support of it, who do they go to now? Because for years, it was like Zoe. I remember talking about it years ago, and the other people talking about like the union and how they would just like throw their hands up at times. Because, as you said, pointing to other unions and how other players get things like guaranteed contracts, which almost seems like a redundancy. It's a contract. How is it not guaranteed? Well, they're not in the NFL.
Right.
What do players need now? Who do they get? Is there anyone out there who can take over this role and somehow get NFL players into the same echelon that virtually every other professional athlete in the other three major sports, they already have, just as a matter of fact. It's taken for granted that contracts in other leagues, of course, they're guaranteed. They're contracts. Who do they get now?
Let's start here. The job of NFLPA executive director is incredibly challenging. It's one reason why, I defended D. Smith at a lot of turns, because I think the ultimate trump card any of these unions have is a work stoppage. The ultimate trump card is to take money out of the owners' pockets.
Right.
The rank and file NFL player, because there are so many of them, right? The rank and file NFL player is going to last 2 or 3 years in the league and maybe make $1 million total.
I looked that up a week or two ago, just in a discussion I was having with somebody when we were discussing the average career length in the NFL. And they were saying it's 5-6 years. I said it's way, way less. And when I looked it up a couple of weeks ago, I think it was 29 months.
So we all think of the star players, but that's the rank and file. That's 80% of the league is guys who are barely going to make anything, and these are guys who've worked their entire lives to get there, and they know I can't sit out a year.
I take that back. 3.3 years.
Okay, so but
still, I mean, it's not the 5-year average.
Not five.
If you've ever covered one of these teams, and you guys have been in the locker room, when the difference between covering it and being a fan of it and just following it is when you get in the locker room and you spend a year around a team, you see how quickly guys filter out, and the number of guys, how small the number of guys that actually stick around is relative to the total number, and so it's much harder to get NFL players to sign off on a work stoppage.
2 and 3 year guys who are like, I'm not doing this. I'm only going to be in it for 2 years.
Right.
And if we stop work for a year, I'm not even going to be able to make the $600,000 I was going to make for this 1 year. I can't afford to hold out for a job that I don't even really have to begin with.
And the owners know it, and that's why, in 2011, it's why the NFLPA in July accelerated talks and tried to get, because they knew it was going to be really difficult to get everybody on board with actually holding the line. And that wasn't a strike. That was a lockout,
Yeah.
And so the NFL owners know that. And so I think one of the big things that the players are going to look for right now, and based on what they just went through, it's going to be trust. And I think that's probably what puts anybody who's not an ex-player at a disadvantage. I think that there's and maybe it's got to be some combination of an ex-player and a lawyer, whatever it is. But I think trusting that they have someone, trusting that the person in charge is looking out for their best interest at all times and isn't cutting side deals with the owners and isn't susceptible to the tricks that the owners pull, like that's going to be really, really important.
Tell me what you think about this. I had an anecdote shared with me just a couple of weeks ago, and this is from an agent who said the bottom line is the players don't care enough. A lot of them just want to smoke weed and play video games.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's the rank and file.
I find that to be an unfair characterization.
I don't think that's just the National Football League.
So they just don't care enough.
But you know what that speaks to? That speaks to the age of the players too. Is like
Hardy's thinking that's not a bad life. That's not bad.
The rank and file player again, like such a high percentage of the league because of those numbers, because guys don't last. Like what you're talking about, they're all like 22, 23, 24, 25 years old. They're not worried about the big picture. The rank and file NBA player is probably making $5 million a year, right? He can count on maybe playing 7 or 8 years in the league. Or if it doesn't work out in the NBA, he can go overseas and play somewhere else. Like, it's baseball. Like, those guys have guaranteed contracts. It's very difficult to get into a position where it's difficult to get solidarity with a group of guys who think that there's a good chance.
There's no tomorrow. They're thinking
I'm going to be selling insurance in 2 years, man. I got to get my $700,000 now.
They're not thinking like T.J. Watt, who's on his once again highest paid non-quarterback. I got another contract coming down the road. They're like, this might be it.
It's really interesting, Michael, because I mean, you're not talking about the NFL as a whole necessarily. If you really focus in on the guys that they need to get on board, it's the 21, 22, 23-year-old guys that need to come on board with this idea that we all need to rally together in order to get this thing done. And if there's one group of players in the NFL right now who are mostly interested in smoking weed and playing video games, it's probably the younger guys. Can you imagine someone coming to you as a 22-year-old and say, hey, it's your first job here, but the first thing we need to do before you even put on pads or go to your first practice and start being an NFL player, we got to have this meeting about collusion, and we need to talk about a work stoppage. We doing this like,
what?
I just got here. Yeah. I have no idea what you're saying.
And I'm not thinking about the next generation. I'm not trying to get mine right now.
I'm not interested in any of this stuff. And those are the guys specifically that they need to get on board.
Right. Yeah. And there's even been examples, and the owners are sharks, and that's the other part of it. Like, I mean, there are examples of, look at the executive committee of the NFLPA from 2011. There were like a handful of guys who never played again. And there's at least suspicion on the part of a lot of guys that there was a little bit of a retribution for, okay, like, well, you were going to be a hard liner on this. You know what? You're going to have a hard time finding a job now. So there are all of these things that are at play with being a good union head and everything that goes in to doing that job at a high level in the setting of professional sports. It's just not the same in the NFL. It's just not. And it's like, and the length of career, the career earnings, the number of players there are, all plays into it. It's just it's a really hard job. And if I'm a player, like after what I just went through, watching what was going on with Loyal Howell, with the private equity connection, with the bearing of the collusion suit, I'm really probably distrustful of the union. And so that's why I think they have to find somebody they can trust. And to me, it's probably some combination of an ex-player or a lawyer, whether one's on top of the other or the other way around.
All right. A new ranking of a certain NFL position is out. Have you seen the cornerback ranking, Michael Hawley?
I have not seen the cornerback ranking.
Okay. Don't look.
I will not look.
Don't look.
I know Christian Gonzalez is on there, and I can probably guess where he is.
All right. Well, don't guess now. I want you to guess in a few minutes.
I know it's the radio. This whole radio tease thing, yeah.
And I don't know. We'll talk a little Patriots camp and stuff with Bert after the headlines here with Wallach on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Sports Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Red Sox are back from the All-Star break. They'll open up a 3-game series against the Chicago Cubs at Wrigley Field this afternoon. Sox have won 10 straight. Damian Lillard is not coming to Boston. He's going back to Portland. He agreed to a 3-year, $42 million contract with the Trailblazers yesterday. On the court, though, Celtics wrapped up Summer League play with a win, 87-78 over the Lakers out in Las Vegas. Jordan Walsh, 17 points. In NFL news, amid charges of collusion with the league, Union head Lloyd Howell resigned last night. ESPN is reporting Patriots quarterback Drake May has already reported to training camp. Workout number 1 isn't until Wednesday. Pittsburgh has signed T.J. Watt to a 3-year, $123 million contract. And in golf, round 2 of the Open Championship ongoing at Royal Portrush. American Brian Harman and Denmark's Rasmus Højgaard share a one-shot lead at 6 under par. Tyrrell Hatton and Brian Harman are at 5 under. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Play It Again Sports in Dedham. Their 18th annual tent sale is July 26th and 27th. Up to 75% off all equipment and over $8,000 in giveaways. 606 Washington Street, Dedham. MAP pricing may apply. I'm John Wallach at Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8 o'clock.
More.
Because it's a thing.
All right.
You know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
No idea what you're talking about.
Here's more of the thing on the.
Put him in front of Sauce Gardner. I know Sauce
didn't play well last year.
Right, I put him in front of Sauce.
They are expecting a bounce back, but Sauce didn't play well.
All right,
Jalen Ramsey played 17 games last year. I put him in front
Surtain
of
and
Ramsey.
Stingley are both ranked ahead of him, yes.
I mean, when he's healthy, Denzel Ward in Cleveland.
Denzel Ward is ranked ahead of him, yes.
All right, and he's at number 4 then.
Nope.
8.
Going the other way.
It goes,
I like that.
It goes Trent McDuffie from the
Oh,
Chiefs.
I forgot about
McDuffie's
McDuffie.
really
Okay,
good,
that's fair.
Sauce Gardner with the expected bounce back.
Don't like that one.
At 5, and Christian Gonzalez is 6th.
He should be number 5.
Okay. He had an honorable mention last year, and now he is ranked 6th heading into this season. All right, that was fun. Wallach, you were going off about the mystery and the surprising unsigning of second round draft picks.
Yeah, yep. Patriots don't have their second round draft pick signed. Travion Henderson not signed. 28 of the 30 second round picks in the draft were not signed until about 2 days ago.
And then
why the change?
Yeah, so the change is because people got back in the office this week, and so the NFL break is generally those 2-3 weeks right around the 4th of July. So the reason it was quiet is because nobody was around.
But there was guaranteed money involved.
Yeah,
too.
so this goes back to the beginning of May. So Jaden Higgins was a 34th pick. He signed a deal with the Texans that was fully guaranteed. It was the first ever fully guaranteed deal for a second-round pick. Nick Caserio wanted to get him in and was willing to give in on the fully guaranteed part of it if he was willing to agree to the Texan structure. They came to a deal. The day after that, the 33rd pick, who was the first pick in the second round, Carson Schlesinger, signed a fully guaranteed deal. So then you had Nick Eamon-Warry, who's the 35th pick. A lot of people projected him as a first-round pick. The big safety from South Carolina at Seattle at 35 held the line. And then at 36, you had Quinshon Judkins from Ohio State, who is going to wind up getting 100% fully guaranteed too. So it's sort of been this game of chicken between everybody. And now you have some guys later in the round filling out. Eamon-Warry got the fully guaranteed deal. Judkins' deal is complicated by the domestic violence charge that I'm sure you guys saw. So it's an important thing we talked about fully guaranteed deals. It's an important thing for the players, but it's just sort of turned into this game of who wants to go first.
So if you're the Patriots, would you do you put it on them, especially given what Don Van Natta reported? With the urging from Bill Belichick, hey, by the way, the Patriots are 31st out of 32 teams
cash spending
in cash spending since 1994. If you're the Patriots, to kind of counter that narrative, do you say, look, I don't care what anybody else is going to do. I don't care if Tyler Shuck gets guaranteed money with New Orleans. We're going to bring our guy in. We turned down a lot of offers for this spot. It's an important player for us. Guaranteed money.
I mean, you could. It wouldn't be their nature to do it. Now, I do know Luther Burden.
Because he's really, I think, by the way, I've said this before, I think he's their best running back. Already has not played, has not carried a single football in the NFL. He is their best running back.
What school did he go to?
The country club, Ohio State University. But no, he's really good.
He is really good. And I think he's got a chance to be a difference maker for them. It would go against what they've done in the past. They've been pretty disciplined about their rules and their precedents.
You say disciplined.
Yeah. I
say inflexible.
But they have shown that whatever their precedents are, they're going to follow them. This is complicated a little bit by the Judkins thing too. Do the Browns wait until the very beginning of camp to sign him because they want to give some more time to maybe get some more clarity on what's going on with this legal case? So if Judkins at 36 doesn't sign, now you're waiting on the Dolphins to sign the Arizona guard. And if that doesn't happen, it's just it's just complicated by all of that. I know Luther Burden, who's 39, right behind Henderson, is really pushing the Bears. for a fully guaranteed deal, and then you have the quarterback right behind him. So I would advocate for what you're talking about, which, what's the difference dollars wise? But the way these teams think, which is always, well, how is this going to affect our next deal?
All right. Michael, have you been here for a Bert Blast before?
I have not here. I've been here for a Bert Blast.
Bert Blast. Lives in Duxbury by the Bay. Bert stops by Dunks on the way. We love Bert. He's a lot of fun because he already went for a run. It's time for Bert's Blast.
This is where we ask Bert rapid-fire questions. He has to answer succinctly in the final 3 minutes of his appearance. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, right. I'm ready to go.
Bert Blast question number 1. Bert, when is your next trip to Nantucket?
I don't have one planned. Next
Whoa!
summer.
The hell you don't.
I don't. I don't.
This is shocking.
Bert Blast.
That's a lie.
That is crazy.
I don't have one planned right now.
I
There's
don't
nothing on the
believe it.
books.
You have to answer truthfully. Bert.
I took a lot of crap earlier in the week from Fred. He was angry about Nantucket.
Very angry about Nantucket. There was some theorizing online about what type of car you drive around Nantucket. The blacked out SUV, so that people would think there's someone important inside, and then the guy walked it back and said it's probably one of those boxy Mercedes things.
No. It's just a Tahoe. Just a standard Tahoe.
The only thing we have to say is
Bert Blast.
All right, Michael, your turn.
Bert, whose side do you take in the Bill Belichick versus Robert Kraft feud?
I'm not taking a side because I think they're both being...
come on. This is a Bert Blast.
I think they're both being childish here, but I would say in this particular... I think in this particular case, Bill looks pretty bad because
of revisionist history.
He clearly reached out to Don Van Natta and clearly was fighting back against something that Robert has said a million times. So I said this on TV the other night. I can't believe we're here. This has become Jimmy Jerry.
Yeah.
This has become Jimmy Jerry.
But the fact that you're not taking a side, that is...
Bert Blast.
Okay, that's all you got.
That's pretty good.
That's it.
Wallach, you're a Big Ten guy. What do you think about Barstool Sports becoming a big part of the Big Ten coverage for football?
Noon.
Oh, and a big Michigan man I think going to be covering it.
I think I can't wait to see Dave Portnoy and Urban Meyer nose to nose because that'll be interesting to watch. I think part of it's where media is going. I think it's indicative of, not to turn this into a journalism hour here, but I do think it's indicative of the struggle that the big networks and big media outlets have had in reaching younger audiences, and we'll see if this works for them. But I do like the product. I'm friendly with a couple guys who work on the show, and I think they've mounted a pretty real challenge to College Game Day. And of course, the Portnoy thing seems like a response to McAfee.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
Bert Blast.
Bert, when at a Coldplay concert, what would you do if you get on the video board?
Well, hopefully I'd be with my lovely wife and not someone else.
What should he have done?
Bert Blast.
He should have just stood there. If he just stood there.
Just don't duck away from the camera and act like you got caught. What's the best way to look like you got caught?
Compose yourself.
Yeah.
If he stands
you don't
there,
get caught if you don't look like you got caught.
If he stands there and doesn't move, or stands there and just waves like you said, Michael, then Chris Martin doesn't say anything and the camera cuts away very quickly, and no one is taking video and thinking to put that up on social media.
There you go. All right. Thank you for the Bert Blast there.
Yeah. As it stands now, it seems like the company's got a little bit of an HR problem.
Oh, you think?
with its HR director.
I bet you they probably have a policy too. Listen, guys, we don't like to have dating. We don't like to have any kind of romantic interest, especially if it's with a supervisor and a lower ranking employee. We just think it's bad for business. Oops.
No.
Guess the training video didn't work.
Guess not.
Someone has some unfinished modules that they need to get in there. Yeah. By the way, those are easy to finish. You just pay your kid to do them. $2 each. Just go in and do that.
Smart.
Yep.
Yeah.
What?
Good thought.
I'm not saying that I did that, but I'm saying if you get, again, theoretically, if you have 15 uncompleted training modules and they take 2-3 minutes each.
I love the multiple choice on those too, where it's like one of the options is like ask your subordinate out on a date.
Ask once. Should you keep asking?
Yes.
If the answer you want.
Yes.
What's wrong with persistence?
If at first you don't succeed, yes.
Don't you want me to be like a persistent employee? No, don't just take no for an answer. Keep going.
Bert, thanks, buddy.
All right, thanks,
Good
guys.
to see you, Bert.
All right, a game that we started earlier in the week that we did not get a chance to finish that I think Michael Holley will be particularly good at. We'll play that next here on Toucher and Hardy.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the
is now over, and for the Red Sox, that means the opener of a 3-game series at Wrigley Field this afternoon against the Chicago Cubs. Sox have a 10-game winning streak intact. They're currently the second wild card in the American League and only a game behind the Yankees. Celtics will not be bringing in Damian Lillard. That's because he agreed to a 3-year, $42 million contract with Portland yesterday. Celtics did beat the Lakers in Summer League play last night, 87-78. Jordan Walsh, 17 points. Celtics wrap up their run in Las Vegas with a record of 3-1. NFL Union head Lloyd Howell resigned last night. Patriots will open up training camp Wednesday morning, according to ESPN. Quarterback Drake May has already reported Pittsburgh has signed T.J. Watt to a 3-year contract worth $123 million. And in golf, round 2 of the Open Championship is ongoing at Northern Ireland this morning. American Brian Harmon is now alone atop the leaderboard at 6 under par. Terrell Hatton and Harris English are 5 under, and Keegan Bradley making a move. He's 4 under today and only 3 shots off the lead. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the Lobster Lovers Weekend at the 99. Visit this Friday through Sunday and order their colossal or hot buttered lobster roll. You'll get a free 3-course meal upgrade. You gotta love the 9s. I'm John Wallach at Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8:30.
Get the
There's the potential there for big stuff.
98.5 The Sports Hub app. Get the app. Toucher and Hardy.
Such an fantastic explosion.
98.5 The Sports Hub.
Not part of the group? Just stand there. Just stand there and wave. He had to sway, though. They were deep in the moment. They were deep in it.
Well, I mean, when Clocks is playing, you know.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that was just him just commenting on the crowd at that point. There wasn't even a song going on.
Yeah, so yeah.
They're in a loving embrace, and they weren't even caught up in the music at that moment.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I guess that's, you got no excuse there. What were you doing? Oh, just being silly. You know. Just holding each other.
We were huddling for warmth. It was cold.
Exactly.
It was chilly up there in that standing room section at one end of the end zone. There's still a lot of wind that whips through there. You know that
we were talking about old
that
movies.
new lighthouse doesn't block all the breeze.
Yeah. We were talking about old movies and just reenacting some scenes.
That's right. That's
all.
All right. So 12 earlier in the week, we tried to do this exercise. What is it again, please?
So the game. Well, Michael Hawley, are you a David Bowie fan?
A fan? I wouldn't.
Are you familiar with the music of David Bowie?
Some.
Okay.
I used to.
Don't worry, this is not a David Bowie.
Yeah, man, this is.
It's not.
Which I would suck at too.
This is a jumping off.
That's okay. We're
Modern Love used to get me hyped up for grade school basketball games.
Well, Modern Love wouldn't do me any good with this.
That was my jam.
Really?
But
yeah, seriously.
Okay. It's upbeat. Yeah, I get into that. What about?
I don't want to go out. I want to stay in. Get things done.
I used to put that on before every game. I used to hype me up.
Oh.
Anyway,
yes. I got a different song from David Bowie to intro this.
Red Sox or blue jeans.
Red Sox or
Red
blue
Sox or blue jeans.
That's right.
Red Sox or blue jeans.
There you go.
All right.
I told you I had a second intro for this, Hardy.
Yeah,
there it is.
but I remember
you don't like it?
The first one was really good.
Oh, you want the other one?
Yeah,
okay,
let's get. Oh yeah, let's play both.
The baseball draft is done. Now the game has begun. Red Sox or blue jeans, babe.
There we go. Red Sox or blue jeans.
Yes.
So 12. You're going to give us a name.
Yes.
And it is
that name is going to either be, Michael Hawley, part of the name of a recent Red Sox draftee.
Okay.
Because, of course, the MLB draft was, last weekend or this week. Or it's going to be a name used in a famous denim jeans brand. So think, what's the French one you said the other day, Hardy?
Meritain and Francois Jubot.
Think of Z Cavarici, all of the brands that you sported. I'm sure you sported back in your youth. I know John Wallach did.
What was the Yugoslavian one that I missed on? You had
the Virgo. Oh, the Hungarian brand from the 90s. You missed on that because that's a tricky one, right? Because that could absolutely be
could have been
name
either one.
I know what got us away from the game. It was Fred talking about Toughskins jeans.
Oh, that's right.
And how if your parents bought or forced you to wear Toughskins, it was akin to child abuse and proved that they didn't love you.
It just meant that they got tired of paying a lot of money for clothes that you're going to outgrow
in like 6 months.
Yeah, exactly.
Any money,
or just ruining your good jeans, your school jeans. By mixing them up with the play jeans.
School clothes, your school clothes, and your play clothes.
That's right.
Yes.
And that's what my tough skins were. Those were my play clothes.
Yes.
Put your play clothes on.
Exactly. All right. So, are we picking up where we left off?
Yes,
or
we'll
you
pick
wanna...
up where we left off.
Right.
I'll let Michael start since he's our guest.
How
today.
many do we have?
As many as you want. I got a whole bunch of these.
Keep it going. You got time.
I got to know it's 4 hours.
Take your time.
Do you want silly food? I got to know what you guys got. All right. So, let's see. I will give this one to you. That's a deep pull for you, Hardy, being a Jerky Boys fan.
Chicken clean?
Yes.
Yes.
Silly. Yeah, it's Silly's. It's Silly's Pizza. I want, something silly. Okay, so again, we're talking about like jeans brand or Red Sox farmhand. That's the other way to think of Red Sox or blue jeans. So, Michael, I'm going to give you the name Maximus. Now, Maximus, is that the name of a Red Sox draftee, or is it the name of an old jeans brand? Maximus.
Red Sox draftee.
Red Sox draftee is your pick, and that is absolutely right.
Wow. 11th round draft pick.
Coming back,
That's
Red
right.
Sox. No.
That's
That is a great. So first name Maximus.
Maximus Martin, a shortstop from Kansas State.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So Martin doesn't quite go. He's got to have a great middle. What's his middle name? Middle name's got to be cooler than that.
I don't know.
Because Maximus, I'm like, I'm so interested.
And then
Maximus
Martin. Yeah.
Martin.
It'd almost be better if it was Martin Maximus.
Yeah, there you go. That is
right?
a great name.
Yeah.
Martin Maximus. I'd turn it around. You know what? That's what I do.
Flip it.
Change it.
There's nothing wrong with that. You can do anything
Martin
you want with
Maximus.
your name these days. Okay, so that's a point for Michael Hawley. Very good. Hardy, we'll go to you next. I'm going to give you a pretty simple name, but it could be a tricky one. Brown. Is Brown a Red Sox draftee, or is Brown or are brown jeans something that you wear?
I did own a pair of brown jeans once. Like brown. I mean, you can still get them like in tan or khaki, but these were brown.
You wore brown jeans?
Brown colored jeans.
Why?
You remember what
Why
the
did
brand
you do
was?
this? What year was this?
Who made those?
Unfortunately, it was way too late to be wearing something like this. It was probably 1999, 2000.
Oh, so they were Junkos, the ones with the big flared legs that the ICP fans, the Juggalos.
Yeah, I was down with the clowns.
You got them in brown.
I was
That's someone who loves jeans. You're like, listen, I'm not putting khakis on. I'm not putting on brown pants, but I want to put I got to get my brown jeans.
I don't think any kid named Brown is going to have it in him to do what it takes in order to make enough of himself as a baseball player to be drafted by a team. I think if your last name is Brown, you're not going to be a baseball player. I'm going to say it's a gene.
It is, unfortunately for you, a Red Sox player and not a gene.
What's his?
Crush the Red Sox.
Dylan Brown is a pitcher from Old Dominion who was drafted by the Red Sox 238th overall. Dylan Brown.
Oh, Dylan Maximus would work.
Yeah.
I like that. Would work.
Michael's just going to be stuck on Maximus.
Yeah, Maximus. Just great.
Okay. You know what? I should have given this one to you, Hardy, because it's also the name of an old radio compatriot of yours, but I'll give it to John Wallach.
Moxie?
Buck.
Oh. My roommate from Albuquerque,
Your roommate from Albuquerque.
DJ Buck Naked.
That's right, DJ Buck Naked. I didn't get to work with him or meet him, but he was still in the game when I was at
What a great radio name. That was
Buck?
his name?
Yes.
Well, that was his name at TD's. You don't have to think about it for too long.
boy.
That was a gentleman's establishment.
Okay.
TD's.
Yeah. Okay. I wonder why'd they call it that? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. But he had already made a name for himself, hosting the Legs and Eggs brunch, Sundays at TD's. So he just took that over to the radio side, too, when he started doing both.
Michael,
DJ Buck Naked.
you ask why it was called TD's. How many points do you get for a TD?
2.
No, how many points you get for a touchdown?
No, 6.
Right, then that's what you had at TD.
Yeah,
Okay.
a bunch of sixes.
Lots of sixes.
Okay.
So, Buck is the name. Is it a Red Sox draftee or is it a blue jeans brand, John Wallach?
You just had a common name as a Red Sox player. This is also a common name, so I will go blue jeans brand.
Okay, well, guess what, John Wallach? You got yourself.
Got the blue jeans already.
You got yourself some blue jeans. Buck Mason, founded in Venice Beach, California, in 2013, is a common and current jeans brand.
See, I thought you said Buck.
I did say Buck.
No, B-O-C, like
you
Ernie,
mean
like Ernie.
or like
Buck,
the composer.
No one else thought he said that.
Buck.
No.
That's Buck.
Wallach's the one with one bum ear, and
Yeah,
I'm the one who
okay.
doesn't hear so good. You don't have any
You know what I
excuses.
just did there, Hardy? I deduced it.
You did.
Yeah, you
See?
did.
Yeah.
Wallach's powers of deduction are increasing exponentially.
Yes.
Okay, you ready? I'm going to give you another one, Michael.
I'm ready for this.
Fiorucci. Fiorucci.
Oh, come on. That's a Red Sox player.
That is incorrect.
I was thinking there's no way that's a Red
Jeans
Sox player.
brands.
But I never heard of that jeans brand.
Elio
before.
Fiorucci in 1967 established this jeans brand to bring swinging London fashion to Milan,
about that?
which is where he was.
Oh, I have to check it out.
Fiorucci jeans.
So they brought
They still exist?
I suppose you could buy vintage pairs of them on.
Oh, okay, so it was just like a short.
This was a thing back in the day. Yeah,
All right.
Fiorucci, which I'm sure probably led into
I have to
the
look 'em up.
Cavaricci. Were you a Cavaricci's guy back in the day, Michael? Because
No.
you
Z.
grew
Cavaricci, no.
Z. Cavaricci, no. Those were big. Those were, that's maybe a little bit of our age difference. They were big in the 90s. Like if you were a high school kid in the 90s, you wore Z Cavariccis and you tight rolled them, and they looked stupid. Awful. I mean, just a terrible fashion choice.
I was a fan of that Red Sox player, True Religion. True Religion.
I didn't put that in the game. I was a little bit easy, but True Religion.
True
All right.
Religion, but a little post Guess jeans kind of. But no, probably had some Guess, some what acid wash.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, Guess did the acid wash, and then I think it was Jordache that did. They were really the.
So that was before our era.
Jordache was like,
Yeah.
we were. Well, I don't know. I think am I older than you?
Younger.
I'm 54.
Oh, okay, same age.
Okay. So that was. I wasn't wearing like Jordache. There was a couple of years before we were like in high school, really. But they had the two-tone stuff going on. It was the light denim and the dark denim in the same pants or the same jacket. But it was also kind of a girls' brand. Jordache was a girls' brand.
Jordache.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like guys didn't wear Jordache.
Yeah. I feel like Guess was kind of that same way. I don't remember a lot of guys wearing Guess jeans.
Not a
but
ton.
girls certainly did.
No, it was Guess. They had some good advertising too. They brought the guys in.
Yeah.
Guess. Nice.
Okay, so where do we leave off? Hardy gets another one here?
Yeah.
All right, Hardy. King. Red Sox farmhand or old school jeans brand? King.
Now, if you're of a certain age, remember that store.
Oh, Chess King. Absolutely. Those commercials are something else.
I have visited.
King is a Red Sox player.
That is absolutely right.
Nice
Well
job.
done.
And he's going to be
Red Sox.
Very good.
He's going to be good too.
Let's go, Red.
Skylar King from West Virginia. an
Never
outfielder.
gets old, and now it's my
It's so
time to
good.
remind you, he almost became commissioner of Major League Baseball.
That's
that guy.
right.
He was the runner-up to Rob Manfred in the voting. Just keep
Yeah.
that in mind.
Yeah, imagine. And look what we got with Rob Manfred. We really got a winner there, didn't
Jesus.
All right, John, you ready?
Yes.
Pepe. Not Frank Pepe's Pizza, which is delicious, by the way.
Pepe jeans?
Pepe.
Let me think.
Yeah. I think you just said it.
Yeah, I think you
I'm
got
going to
it.
help you out,
Bring it.
even though you're going
Do
to
it.
take the lead
Go
with this.
for it.
Pepe
Go.
jeans.
Yeah.
Go. Do
Pepe
it.
jeans. I'll go
Pepe
with it.
jeans, absolutely right.
And blue jeans, Jack.
Yes, Pepe jeans, London, right on Portobello Road, which is where the movie Notting Hill was set. If you watched that movie back in the late 90s, Notting Hill, Portobello Road, very fashionable. Pepe jeans, a big London brand that became an international sensation in the denim community.
A couple of years ago, almost exactly at this time, when we did our Griswold family vacation to London and then over to Scotland, because I had won the tickets in the British Open lottery.
The Open. Excuse me.
The Open Championship.
The Open Championship.
Pardon me. one day we had walked from our hotel over to Buckingham Palace to see the changing of the guard. I'm like, yeah. And I'm just looking at the map. I'm just looking at my phone. I'm like, wow, we are like halfway to Notting Hill. Let's just, keep, and I will go along with what the whole group wants to do on the way there as long as I can get to Notting Hill. And once we got to Notting Hill, I treated everyone to my own site location tour of Notting Hill. Not having planned this ahead of time, I just looked on my phone like, where is William Thacker's front door? That you see depicted in Notting Hill. It's like it's actually this address, So we all had to go over there and look at the door that was William Thacker, Hugh Grant's front door in Notting Hill.
Did you go to the bookstore?
I not only went to the bookstore, but I brought back souvenirs, and I have a bookmark that I still have from there. And on the bookmark, it's very British and official looking, but it also has written on the bookmark, "I'm just a girl standing in front of a boy asking him to love her."
Is that in the office? You put that in the office?
It's in my book. I'm on my nightstand, and it's always in the middle of whatever book I'm currently reading. I've been using it for 3 years now.
Nice.
So you didn't go to Notting Hill and say, "This is it? This is the."
No.
That's what I did.
No.
We stayed there. We went
What?
there. We went there about whole family stayed. Went there. This is like 2018. Like,
And you stayed in Notting Hill?
Stayed in Notting Hill. Stayed in a flat. Kids, this is the thing. This is the mistake that we made. Because the kids at the time, so if it was 2018, that means they were 6, 8, and 10.
That's a terrible idea.
Yeah. not even that. They were 5, so almost 6, almost 8, almost 10.
Much better. Yeah.
I'm like, okay. Now, we enjoyed, but the Notting Hill was like, okay, it's nice. It reminded me, it's like Wellesley, man. It's like, okay. It's
like Wellesley.
It's like Wellesley.
You know what, Michael? You don't even understand the movie, much less love the movie.
Probably don't. No, I don't love the movie.
You know what? You shouldn't have stayed there.
It was. I didn't stay there because of the movie. I stayed there because it was just the best deal we had going. But
and he wanted to get some Pepe jeans.
Wellesley,
right around the corner there. At the
See how 12 brought it back.
Yeah.
The Wellesley of the UK.
So am I correct, Hardy? John
Wallach wins.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there we go. Very good, John Wallach. Excellent.
The baseball draft is done. Now the game has begun.
It's ended.
Red Sox of Blue Jeans, babe.
Thanks for playing.
By the way, he brought up the David Bowie Blue Jeans song. You ever see the video for that? It's like 11 or 12 minutes long.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I can't. We see the video from Modern Love come up on that MTV Classics that's always on in our
that and Let's
room.
Dance comes up a lot.
And Let's Dance comes on a lot, but I don't remember the.
Oh, it's like one of those big reveals, like tune in Sunday at 6 p.m. for the world premiere video, and you're stuck watching that video for at least 10 minutes waiting for something to happen, and nothing happens.
And nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Much
he
like,
just sings a song and walks off.
Much like Michael Holley was expecting something to happen while he was in Notting Hill. Why don't you just walk the streets and soak it all in?
I did that. Walk the streets. Good times.
With your 3 little unappreciative monsters.
Let me tell you.
Did you go to the park? Did you go to the park that they both went to at the end?
No, you have to climb the fence.
Oh, you still do? Oh, I thought they would.
No.
Now.
There are all these little gardens that are only accessible to the people who live there, and I wasn't gonna whoops the daisies myself over that gate.
See, whoops the daisies. That's a movie thing.
No, the funniest thing there was like my wife, who's into all of the British stuff, really excited about it, telling the kids, "Hey, we got a tea time for kids." There was a tea time for kids, right?
God.
And so.
I want you to hold on to the story.
Yeah.
Tim Healy's from the Globe is supposed to be joining us. This will deserve some more time.
Yes, right.
Because as
more
horrible idea it was to take 3 young kids to London, taking them to a tea time.
Can't be worse than that.
This will lean into a little bit more later.
Quiet,
All right.
quiet.
Tim Healy of the Boston Globe joins us next. Hold on.
and Giolito have come on, I don't know that you need a number 2 now. You can get the best available in the lower tier. And one guy I mentioned yesterday on the Fox broadcast was Charlie Morton.
All right, it's Toucher and Hardy. No Fred today, which is a shame for Tim Healy, who is joining us for the very first time. Red Sox beat writer for the Boston Globe. Apologies, Tim, that you won't be able to talk to Fred, but maybe
not getting the full show.
Fingers crossed. Maybe someday. You've been on the beat for 3-4 months now, something like that.
Well, a whole month and a half. So maybe next time.
All right. But Tim, thanks for joining us here this morning with me, Hardy, Michael Holley, John Wallach, and you have several things that you wrote about that you're looking at for the Red Sox as they get underway in the unofficial second half of the season here. Full disclosure, the how they will do against this next stretch of games, it doesn't mean as much to me that they're playing against the National League teams, but I think these first, say, 3 sets out of the All-Star break are so telling. They have been for a lot of teams in years past, but specifically for the Red Sox. So lay it out for us. Who are they playing? And I know you gave the different scenarios, but I'm more interested to think how you think they will fare against these teams.
Well, they're going to start this afternoon with the Cubs. There'll be 3 games against the Cubs and then 3 games against the Phillies, who lead the National League East. And then they come back next weekend to host the Dodgers for 3 games. So it'll be 9 games in a week and a half against the 3 clubs atop the NL divisions, which, as Craig Breslow put it, is a gauntlet. And he's not wrong. That'll bring us to trade deadline week, and we'll see where the Red Sox stand then as Breslow and company decide which additions to make to bolster the roster for the playoff run. But it's going to be a great test for the Red Sox, who won 10 in a row going into the break, and most of that against bad teams. They did sweep the Rays, of course, one of their AL East and wild card competitors. But how they make out in this stretch is going to provide a lot of clarity, I think, about how good the Red Sox are and not just how hot they were going into the break. As I laid out in the article, which you referenced, I think if you come out of this with a winning record, even just 5-4, that's a success. I think they'd sign up for that right now. If they go 4-5 and barely have a losing record, they might even still have a playoff spot by the end of it. That's not a disaster. 3-6, that's it. It's not great. 6-3, then that would be elation against the best of the best against the NL. So, the best part about baseball, of course, is we get to find out.
Tim, is crazy. You said you've been covering the Red Sox for about a month and a half, and it's like you've covered 2 different teams, maybe even 3 different teams. You came in covering a team dysfunctional. The DH doesn't want to play first, doesn't want to play third. Team is struggling. Team starts winning. They trade the DH. They start struggling again, and now they're on a 10-game winning streak. So the talk radio way of looking at it, which is the way I prefer, is, hey, look, they turned their season around after they got rid of Rafael Devers. And everybody responded after Devers left. Is that accurate? Do you think if you had to just bottom line it now, would you say everything fell into place after they got some clarity with the Devers situation?
Did they start playing better? Yes. Did they start scoring even more runs after subtracting probably their best hitter? Yes, that is factually true. Does a lot go into it? Also, yes. You guys played that clip from Ken Rosenthal coming out of the break, and he made a great point about Lucas Giolito and Brian Bayo, to name 2, suddenly pitching out of their minds and giving the Red Sox some major rotation stability behind Garrett Crochet. And what does that have to do with the Rafael Devers trade? Pretty much nothing. Those guys just figured it out in their own ways and have been quite good. Giolito especially, a .7 ERA over his past 6 starts. So, yeah, the Red Sox look like they're rolling, and they have the DH spot freed up, which was huge for giving, for example, Roman Anthony a ton of playing time. And he has been great after a slow first couple of weeks in the majors. So there's a lot to like about the Red Sox right now, and I think one of the things to like is that the guys they have are willing to do what it takes largely for the team, and that means playing whatever position they're asked. I think on any given night they have 3 or 4 guys playing something other than their natural position. So I think that speaks volumes about where they're at.
Garrett Crochet is very close to his career high in innings, which he set last season, and that was after the White Sox kind of babied him for the last 2 or 3 months. What can we expect from him? Is there any concern as far as you are concerned about his durability moving forward?
It's something I am wondering about. It's not something that I am concerned about. He has thrown 129 innings, I want to say, something in that range, and is going to exceed his personal high from last year sometime in the next couple of weeks. And, you know, I asked Crochet about it. I asked Breslow about it. I asked pitching coach Andrew Bailey about it, and it seems that Crochet should be pretty much good to go carrying this heavy workload the rest of the way. And, you know, baseball has evolved in a funny way in this sense, because it wasn't that long ago, just a few years ago, the norm in the industry would be, okay, he threw 140 innings last year. This year he's going to max out at, 165 or 170, some arbitrary number a little higher than the year before. Now it's all about high-tech analysis and strength tests and looking at a guy's range of motion. One thing Craig Breslow mentioned as a factor is tissue quality. I would not have the faintest idea how to evaluate tissue quality.
You say tissue quality?
That's weird.
Breslow's talking about tissue quality?
Yes. Literally his muscles and tendons and whatnot. I guess.
Does Craig Breslow have trouble talking with people on a daily basis?
So it's very sophisticated now, and the bottom line with the innings totals and workload and all that is that if they do a strength test, for example, and see red flags, then that's when they'll consider changes and maybe reel a guy in. If the strength tests and whatnot and the tissue quality continues to be strong, then he's good to go. Just keep pitching how he's been pitching. So it sounds like Garrett Crochet is gunning for our 200 innings, and seems like he'll get there.
Okay, good news on the tissue quality, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, fingers crossed on that. The trade deadline expectations and all that stuff. John, I think you brought it up, or maybe it was Michael. The different teams that you've had to follow here over the last month and a half. It's just. It's wild, because my opinion has changed in terms of what they should do and what would make the most sense for them right now. I guess going back before the break, though, Tim, did you see anything in that team post Devers that would have led to that 10-game winning streak? And I guess maybe more importantly, as you're trying to think about what you should wish for before the deadline here, is there any fool's gold in that 10-game win streak that they put together?
Well, probably a little bit, because 10-game win streaks inherently are flukes, right? It doesn't matter how good or how bad you actually are. If you win 10 in a row, you got a little lucky, you got a little fortunate, and that's fine. I think, you'll take that.
I mean, the Nationals and the Rockies, yes. I mean, there's some obvious fool's gold right there. But the sweeping of the Rays, I mean,
that's awesome. Yeah, and they're winning one-run games. They're playing much better defense. Yes, they crushed the bad pitching and scored a ton of runs, a comical amount of runs in a 1-week stretch against the terrible teams. And then they proved it a little bit against the Rays, who have much better pitching, who are an actual competitor. And so fool's gold a little bit, yes, but 10 wins is 10 wins. And 53-45, no matter what the end of the first half looked like, you're 8 games over 500 at the deadline or at the All-Star break. And for all the ups and downs and mini seasons within the season, as you referenced, after all of that, they're in this spot, which is 3 games back in the division, holding the second AL wild card. And I think everybody involved, including fans, would have signed up for that at this juncture coming into the season. So the trade deadline is going to be interesting because they're in a spot where they need to add. And Craig Breslow said in June, before the team figured itself out at the time of the Devers trade, that he expects the Red Sox to be buyers. And now they are very much in the position to be buyers. None of that sort of half-measure stuff from last year or the years before that.
You know what, Tim, I should have asked you this at the beginning as part of an intro, but I'll ask at the end. I'll just ask you about the job for you. I mean, You've been on it not that long, and you think about some of the legends who have covered the Red Sox for the Globe, from Peter Gammons to Dan Shaughnessy to Tony Maz. What's it like for you, kind of walking in those shoes? What's it like just covering the Red Sox for the Boston Globe?
It's awesome, and it's crazy. You know, it's certainly not lost on me, the history of this job and how big the shoes are to fill through the decades. And, you know, my previous job was awesome, too. I covered the Mets for Newsday in New York, and it was awesome. The only baseball beat job I would have left for was this one, because it's covering the Red Sox, and it's covering the Red Sox for the Globe, and that's a huge honor. And I'm very happy to be here, and so far so good. I know the team will always keep it interesting one way or another. So it's very cool to have this job and to be back in Boston.
Yeah, welcome back. BU guy, Tim Healy, here with the,
the
Boston Globe. Yeah, and nothing has changed in the 7 years you've been gone. Now, Boston University, everything around there looks exactly the same.
Right.
Fenway Park looks exactly the same. Actually, you know what? 7 years, it probably hasn't changed that much. Zolak was great. Zolak made his first trip down to Fenway probably in 15 years. He's like,
oh, wow.
He's like, wow, it's really built up around there.
Yeah.
Like, when's the last time you were at Fenway?
Jesus.
Yeah, good grief.
Yeah.
All right, Tim. Thanks, man.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it. There he goes. Tim Healy there, Boston Globe, joining us for the first time here on Toucher and Hardy.
How does Zolak, how has he never taken the tee? How is that possible?
Now it's a situation, and Hardy backed me up on this, where he's now steadfastly against it. It's like a winning streak. You know,
Yeah.
he doesn't want to wreck it. He's never going to do it just to say he doesn't.
He walks that fine line between, wanting to be the common man, everyman, and then holding himself above such peasant activities as mass transportation.
It's convenient. Like we talked about, it's convenient. Just do it.
I just did it last night. I mean,
it's the best.
We're going where at what time? I'm not driving down there. We're getting on the commuter rail. That's how we're getting down there. Now we're coming home, and that also means we have to leave at exactly this time. Yeah. So you start saying your goodbyes right around 7:45.
Yep.
That's when we're leaving. All right. Couple things to get to here. We have to finish finding out about tea time with Michael's kids in London, which sounds like a horrific idea. So we will do that. And another game to play that I do not feel good about, but we'll try it anyway. We'll do that at 9. Here on Toucher and Hardy. Yeah.
Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius.
to Notting Hill.
All right, so when we went,
and it was great. It was not a hotel because we didn't want that experience. So we were actually in somebody's.
Yeah, why would you want
because we got 3 kids,
clean towels and
they
clean
sheets
towels
they had clean sheets
and I don't want that. In fact, that was pitched to us.
You don't like that?
Pitched to me as when we were doing our trip a few years ago. We're going to get a flat, because there were 8 of us on this trip, and we're going to find this big, place and rent it. I said, I don't want to stay in someone else's house for a week. No, thank you.
It was great. You want the real. So you wanted the movie experience. We
didn't go to Notting Hill. We stayed closer to I don't know what the part of the city is, but by right near the Westminster Bridge.
Okay.
So we were there, but.
You were by the Eye of London and all that stuff.
Yeah, you're right near that.
Yeah.
But also, and you got to get 2 rooms, so it's probably more cost effective to do the Airbnb rental. But I don't want to be in someone else's house with their weird outlets, and I have to worry about the refrigerator door handle, which is a little sticky. I'm like, no, I don't want to do any of that stuff.
I should have known while the first problem was, so our room right next to the kids' room. So okay, what I knew it was a problem when I could hear them trying to crack the code because they were staying in a kid's room and they had one of those. It's not speak and spell, but one of those games where you had to talk to it and it would talk back. So they're trying to crack the code because it was password protected. So I could hear my kids trying to say different words to get into some other kid's little speak and spell program.
I don't want that.
Like, who are their parents?
Yeah.
Who raised it? And they're going on and they're saying stuff. I'm like, hey, guys, cut it out.
That's not yours.
Don't do that. They figured it out.
They figured out the code? What? Do you remember what the code word was?
I don't remember what it was. They got in, and so they're having a great time with that. They were having too much fun in the house. And, of course, my wife and I, hey, culture, we can go here and see this museum. Yeah. No. Let's find more toys that we can kind of figure out here. Oh, they have this kind of toy in Britain. This is amazing. Listen to how they talk. So my wife found this tea time, this kid-specific tea time.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And this is our fault because we should have told them that tea time doesn't mean just tea in England. Like they hook it up.
Tea is like snack time.
It is. It's meal time. So we're going there and like, hey, okay, this is fine. They're like, do we have to be fancy? No, this is for kids. Like, just relax, have a good time. And we get there, and the first thing about my wife, the look on her face was like when she heard the kid say, I'm not that hungry. Oh, the hell you aren't. The hell you aren't hungry. It's like $40 a person. And they're bringing out, they got it's like
5.
Yeah.
That's right off the top.
Yeah.
200. Bam.
I'm not that. No. Okay. So they got the whole tier. Like, hey, here we go. We got on this tier, we have our savory, we have our sweet, we have this.
Yeah.
And the kids are like, and my wife said, you better eat that. You better eat. I'm not that hungry. So we're the people, the ugly Americans, who at the end of tea time say, hey, you have a little takeaway? You have a takeaway little box? How many you need? 3.
Oh.
For guess who?
Because
that one, and that one.
This is tea time has now become dinner tonight, and if you don't finish it, it's gonna be lunch tomorrow. They didn't do anything crazy like, I don't really want tea. I'll take a Coke or a Sprite. They didn't do that.
Yeah.
But
my kids would have done that. My kids absolutely would have done that.
So it was just like, it was on us, though. That's more on us. We didn't really explain what the whole tea time experience. Tea time for kids doesn't work.
No.
That's not what high tea is.
The meals that we had there, my kids were older, so my son would have been 12, I guess, when we went. 11, and my daughter was 15, I guess. But the favorite meals that we had, I know what my son's is. I don't even have to ask. And it was when we were in Edinburgh, and there was sandwich, like a sandwich burger place. I think it was called Meat Bread Meat or Bread Meat Bread or something like that. And it was so here we are. It's like in Europe, you're not in Italy, you're not in France, so it's not necessarily high cuisine that you're engaging in, but still you could try something different. No, we went back to this place, I think 2 times after the initial time, because they had essentially a Krispy Kreme donut burger, which was the bacon cheeseburger, and instead of the bun, it was a glazed donut sliced in half.
I'm into it. I'm into it.
Yeah, I'm like, so we're in Edinburgh, and it's like everything's like hundreds of years old, and you can do this culturally, and this, and he goes, can we get another one of those bacon cheeseburgers sandwich in between a donut?
Get one of those donut burgers.
I'm like, yeah, you've done several museums by now, and you've heard all about the kings, and you've heard about, the everything. Yeah, you've been good. Yeah, you can have that again.
So
Let's
you know
go
what?
there.
The moral of the story for the Hollies is, go to England without the kids. That's why we're going to do it next week, Wallach. And not only we're going to go.
Nice.
We're going to take the train to Paris. I understand you're an expert. We're going to take a 2-hour train ride from London to Paris one day next week. So I will report.
The bullet train. You taking it? Oh no, you got to go through the tunnel on this one, right?
Yeah, I will report.
Please
to you,
let me know
how things turned out, because I know you're big and
you're doing this next week.
Next week, yeah.
I didn't know this.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's good.
Just the two of you.
Just the two of us.
That's fantastic. Good.
And we're going to do tea time for real.
Oh my
God.
God.
No, you got to go back.
I'm going to be hungry.
Yeah.
Okay.
How long a train ride is that?
Board.
2 hours.
Just 2 hours.
Just
Okay.
2 hours.
That's not bad.
So you're gonna head off to Paris.
Are you staying in a hotel or Airbnb?
No Notting Hill. We're not going to be in the Wellesley of the UK next week.
How dare
So when you get to Paris, hotel room for you?
No, it's just going. We're gonna start off in London. Just take maybe a day trip.
Oh, day trip.
Day trip.
Drop his name when you're in Paris.
Johnny Walgame.
Yeah, you just go ahead and say, I know this guy.
I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sport.
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds great.
Wallach is a bird.
Yeah, that's your password to get into all the cool clubs around
all right,
there.
I will.
John Wallach.
Yeah.
I will drop. I know John Wallach. I will drop your
Jazz
name.
Wallach.
Oh yeah, drop Jazz Wallach for all the cool jazz spots. Remember that in Ray? When Quincy Jones comes back, he's like, just blew in from Paris, man. Paris is where it's at. And then he was over there in all the jazz clubs.
I remember everything from Ray. I love that movie.
Where you been, Q? Paris, man.
I love so many scenes in that movie.
Let's try this game. We're gonna try it.
Okay.
I'm not.
I want to hear the music for this.
You
game.
haven't teased it well.
I'm waiting for the music. For
Hardy.
this game.
It's called managing expectations, Michael.
What is this?
It's
Michael. You're gonna love the music.
Were you talked into this?
No, this was my. This is my idea, which why I feel compelled and licensed to crap all over it ahead of time. But it has to do with Adam 12 and his adoration of the state of Maine.
We're
and
going
John
back
Wallach
in
too.
time. We're going back in time. I will be in Maine this afternoon.
Yeah. So we'll try this next. No promises.
Toucher and Hardy, 98.5.
Felger and Maz. Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5, the Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group Station. Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Red Sox will return from the All-Star break with the opener of a 3-game weekend series against the Cubs today at Wrigley Field. Sox have won 10 straight. They're 3 games out of first place. Lucas Giolito will start. In basketball news, Celtics did not reel in Damian Lillard. He has decided to go home. He has signed a 3-year, $42 million contract with the Portland Trailblazers. On the court, the Celtics improved to 3-1 in Summer League play. They beat the Lakers out in Las Vegas 87-78. They'll play one more game Sunday night against Atlanta. In NFL news, amid charges of collusion with the league and most recently a possible sexual discrimination lawsuit 14 years ago, Union head Lloyd Howell resigned last night. Pittsburgh Steelers have signed T.J. Watt to a 3-year, $123 million contract. And in golf, round 2 of the Open Championship ongoing in Northern Ireland. And we have a pair of Americans atop the leaderboard. Brian Harmon is alone in first at 7 under par. Harris English is 1 shot back. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the Albrecht Auto Group, Zoda's Auto Dealer. Purchase any new vehicle from one of their 8 dealerships and get the Albrecht Advantage, a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty backed by Allstate Insurance. Connect with Albrecht at albrechtauto.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 9:30.
Pat's training camp is coming, and we'll be there to bring you every drill, every scrimmage and preseason game as the Pats get ready for a new season of football. On your home for all things Patriots, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
It's called rising and grinding.
Start your
Got your finger on the pulse, Fred. Seldom right and never wrong.
Right here. Is that Toucher or is that Hardy?
I know, looks like a poodle. It's an effing poodle, dumbass.
The Sports Hub.
9. What is this from?
Oh, good. It's from the main event, A Glove Story. But I don't remember the year. Yeah, 79. You're right, John. 79. Good call.
Ryan O'Neal.
Yep.
Barbara Streisand.
Yep.
Never saw it. And
John saw it, right?
Ryan O'Neal is a boxer who falls in love with Barbara Streisand at the end. Sorry if I'm spoiling it for somebody.
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
that's my fault.
From 1979. If you didn't see it, you had your opportunity, right?
The only Ryan O'Neal movie I can name, like off the top of my head, is one that I saw probably 20 times because, again, in the early days of cable TV,
there's only one correct answer to this.
Well, you got a choice of like 3 or 4 movies, and they aired for a year, and then they would get 3 or 4. Do you know which one it is?
So Fine.
No.
That's the movie you should have been watching. That's okay.
I've never even heard of that
So
movie.
Fine. It's oddly enough, a Blue Jeans movie. Considering what we were doing. Yes. Yes.
It's a movie about blue jeans?
It is. It is a movie.
What's it about?
It's about a movie. Ryan O'Neal plays an executive that's looking for the next great blue jean, and what they did was they cut the 2 cheeks out of the ass of the jeans, and they started selling like wildfire.
Of course they did.
Yeah, and of course they had a couple of great models to model these jeans, and Ryan O'Neal fell in love with one. And
an 8-ball and starts cutting up lines on the table, and Lenny says, "You really think we should be doing this in front of the kid?" And the guy says, "Shut up, it's her blow." All right. I can't put this off any longer. All right. I will describe an event to you. You have to decide whether or not it is, in fact, a main event.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Starting with a celebration of National Textiles Day. This is
yes.
Yeah.
It is a real thing. You don't have to go any further. That's absolutely real, considering that state.
Okay. Well, that's correct. And you can celebrate the 19-year partnership with Allagash Brewing. The summer fundraiser, Brownstone Brews and Bites, returns to the Mansion Lawn this July. So, John, I think you're in time.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you going to do it?
No.
Allagash White is a tremendous brew. I'll be there. Sign me up.
Are you into Maine or not? Are you committed to this?
Yes. I don't go as far north as this man at times. I stay in the southern part of Maine. Portland's as far north as I go.
Although, I like the western. I go to the western part. But, John, we were talking before the show today. You're going to the Seacoast. You're going to Kennebunk. Is that right? Yes. And I'm a Wells Beach guy for a week every year, and then day trips here and there. So, yes, I'm a big fan of the Seacoast.
All right. Let's move on to the Maine Potato Blossom Festival.
Also, yes.
The Maine Potato Blossom Festival is more than just a fun summer event. It is a celebration of the proud agricultural traditions that have helped to shape our community and a chance to honor the men and women who have served that community.
Now, too much description.
No, but
he went too far.
It's not even the description. Potatoes don't have blossoms. They grow underground.
All right. That is, in fact, a Maine event.
What?
Maine Potato Blossom Festival, recurring daily. You have up until July 20th.
Daily.
So you will be there in time, John Wallace.
Maine Potato
Where is this taking
You missed
place?
it yesterday. It will
How long
be
a
back
drive is
tomorrow.
it? How long a drive?
I call BS on this. I don't think potatoes have blossoms.
Look at him standing up for the state of Maine.
18 Community Center Drive, Fort Fairfield, Maine.
Where is Fort Fairfield, 12?
It's in Maine.
You're going to find out, aren't you? You're going to find out really
Oh my
soon.
gosh, potatoes do produce flowers.
Don't miss out on the fun food and festivities that make our festival the premier summer event in Aroostook County.
Yeah, Aroostook County is way up.
It's the main event.
It's the main event.
All right.
Well, that's near the border, man. That's
To Fairfield. No, Fairfield is like Colby College neck of the woods. So not as far north as like Bangor, but still, for us, it's north.
Look at it. What a Mainer. He just let that banger just like roll off the tongue.
Nowhere near Mainer. I'm from
a newbie would say Bangor.
You said Fort Fairfield,
banger.
Maine? Is that what you said? Fort Fairfield,
yes.
Maine? I'm looking at a map. It's literally 2 miles away from the Canadian border.
Fort Field.
Like-
You're not joking. Okay. All right. So
You can probably hit it with a baseball, Canada, from there.
Yeah, wow.
All right, it's not all potato blossoms and textiles. There is actual theater. Maybe one of the theatrical productions you can take in Maine this summer is Footloose, the musical. Kick off your Sunday shoes. Footloose is back and bigger than ever at the Maine State Music Theater. Last seen on our stage in 2014, this high-energy musical bursts back to life with the story of teenage rebellion, freedom, and the irresistible joy of dance. Is this a main event?
I say it is a main event.
That sounds very Ogunquit to me. I'm going to say it's a main event.
I'm going to say this is happening, but not in Maine.
I'm going to give you a right answer for that one.
I was going to say, John, before you finish the description, I was expecting that to be at the Gunkwit Playhouse,
Yeah.
which actually had Guys and Dolls. Maybe still has Guys and Dolls this month.
Footloose. Why Footloose? Why now?
Is it big?
That is a musical.
It's come back
At this
big.
moment,
I don't
it
know,
is.
Michael. I can't answer that, but for some reason, it's a
I
big.
saw a
it's a
commercial
big thing
for
coming
it.
back now.
I saw Kevin Bacon I was at a Celtics game a couple of years ago, and he was just sitting there. He's probably in town with the Bacon brothers doing his thing. And they're doing the crowd shots, Coldplay style, and just showing people on the Jumbotron. And they cut to Kevin Bacon, and they start playing the Footloose theme, which
Did he roll his eyes?
I think I have here. But you wouldn't have necessarily known it was Kevin Bacon. He looks a little bit different, right?
A little.
But they're doing the and he points his fingers at the camera, and then he points down, and the camera pans down, and he's doing the opening footwork that they have at the beginning of Footloose, where it's the different shoes that are doing the thing.
Yeah.
The crowd lost their mind. I'm like, this is not his first time
I'm
at a
telling you.
sporting event.
I've seen talk show appearances where he'll show up at weddings and they play it and everyone surrounds him clapping their hands. He got so sick of it. Whatever wedding he goes to, he pays the DJ like $100. Don't play this song. I've had enough.
Yeah.
But you know what? Kevin Bacon, number one starter. You know it when you see it. He's just going to be a number one throughout his career. I think he is that. He's their number one starter. He's the closer. He's just that guy. He's going to be it until he is no longer on this planet. He's just got it.
You think he's perpetual A-list?
He's got it. Yeah. If Kevin Bacon, if there's a Kevin Bacon movie, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be good. It means you have to take it seriously.
Okay.
You're not buying it?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I like Kevin Bacon a lot, but to call him a perpetual A-lister, that's...
Hey, you don't think he's an A-list? You think is Kevin Bacon on a B-list? No way.
All right, name all the great Kevin Bacon leading roles.
All right, no, see, he's not that guy. You know what he is? He is...
He's not A-list.
No, this is what he is. You know what he is? He's Don Sutton's in the Hall of Fame. All right?
Oh, I like this analogy. I like this analogy.
He's Don Sutton.
Never missed his turn in the rotation.
Right.
That's true about Don Sutton. He never. It's on his plaque. He never missed his turn in the rotation, and that's Kevin Bacon.
Never the best pitcher in baseball, but hey,
he's the best number 2 starter you ever saw.
There you go.
I'll do you one better. Just name me your favorite Kevin Bacon roles.
It's actually not a main role. It's in A Few Good Men.
Very good.
But he was pretty good. He was a good number 2.
Yeah.
He was a good foil.
I'll give you his turn in the movie JFK.
He was great in that.
That's pretty good.
How about the River Wild as the sadistic guy?
I just saw him in
one
some.
I would have taken.
Yeah, see?
I just saw him in some Netflix thing that I should be ashamed that I to admit that I watched, but I watched the limited series called Sirens, where he's like, it's ridiculous. There's no way I should no, I shouldn't have date night. Come on, okay, I'm being a good husband. Okay, I watched it, and at like by episode 3, I'm like, we still into this thing? Oh, okay,
I just got Kevin Bacon.
3 episodes in. Okay, let's do it.
Well, according to you should watch it in its entirety.
But I did. But I watched it. I
Bacon.
watched it in its entirety because Kevin Bacon was there.
All right. Would you go to the Lincoln Loon Fest in the town of Lincoln? Again, this is something that recurs daily. You can party like it's 1999. The Party Like It's 1999 parade will be taking place tomorrow at 11 a.m., and it's all part of Loon Fest in the town of Lincoln. Lincoln Loon Fest in the state of Maine. Is this a main event?
I think what we're finding out is that everything's a main event.
I think so, too. Party, can I tell you something about loons?
I can't wait to hear this.
They're larger than you would expect them to be. You see a photo of a loon, you think, it's like a
thank
duck
God
or a
you
mallard.
did tell me that. I was here. I was like an idiot thinking that loons were like duck-sized. I bet they're bigger than that.
I thought I was an idiot, too. I thought the same thing. I'm out for a swim a couple of weekends ago. I'm in Crystal Lake up there in Maine, and I pop up in there not 10 yards away. Loon pops up out of the water. Huge, much larger than I expected.
Like goose-sized?
Yeah.
Could you take it though in a fight? Could you
they
take
have
the
red
loon?
eyes.
Could you take?
No, I was a little spooked.
Okay.
Norman, look at the loons.
Norman.
Happy birthday to
really
you.
That is fantastic.
Finally, why does the Cape get all the sharks? Attend Baby Shark in the state of Maine. Join sibling ocean explorers Fifi and Felix Lamure as they embark on a thrilling submarine quest to find the one and only baby shark. Is this a main event?
I'm gonna say this is the one fake that he snuck in. I think they're trying to keep people away from the sharks and out of the water. I know that they're celebrating sharks.
Yeah, who would do something there? What?
Baby Shark is a main event.
What?
June 27th through August 15th. Recurring weekly, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So once again, John, you're in luck. You can hit up Baby Shark tonight at the Children's Museum and Theater of Maine. $15. Why not?
Is that in Portland, that Children's Museum? I've taken my kids there before. It's a great spot.
No one knows.
No, the scholars have debated for years.
How did you guys deal with it?
It is in Portland. Very good.
There you go. Yeah, good spot.
I got to tell you, the first time, one of my first assignments for the Boston Globe, got here, and of course they wanted to start me off with the main events. So I had to cover a BU football. Still had a football team.
Oh, boy.
BU football playing in Orono against the Maine Black Bears.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
So I'm driving up
Big tilt.
Driving up in my Suzuki Sidekick.
How many times do you flip that thing over?
It
By
was,
yourself.
We'll top heavy those vehicles.
Just standing next to it, just flip
by
it over
choice.
with an elbow.
By choice, I drove it. No one made me drive it. No one made me buy it. I did it
you thought it looked
on my
cool.
own. Did a metallic green. Anyway, driving up, and I kept saying, "Beware, moose crossing." It freaked me out. Now on the way up, daylight, fine. On the way back, I have never been more scared because my imagination of, is there going to be a moose? Just stand like a moose versus Suzuki Sidekick.
Yeah.
What do they do? Do they just stand? Do they charge?
A Suzuki Sidekick versus a Labrador.
I know.
That would flip that thing over.
But have you ever seen one?
Oh, Michael, let me tell you something about moose.
that's scary.
Larger than you would expect them to be.
I expect them to be. Yeah. I expect them to be large.
Much like the loon, much bigger than you expect.
So what's the closest you've?
I unfortunately have not spotted one in my. I would love to. I mean, they are beautiful creatures, but they will charge you. The bull mooses will charge you. So yeah.
So when they go into the road, are you just
got to hang out, wait for them to pass along.
Just hope that you don't trigger them.
Mm-hmm.
That they
don't want to. They're not aggressive. But they will get territorial.
Not aggressive. All right.
Toucher and Hardy, hold on.
Stay tuned for more Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Low testosterone.
Let's do the email bit.
We're going to have to skip the email bit so Michael and I can finish eating our bagels here. And Christian brought in. Thank you, Christian.
Oh, where they at? Kitchen? Down the hall?
Down
yonder? All right.
Nicholas is
Other
making a
direction.
trip. Nicholas is making a trip.
Good.
Friday, it's not even a bagel drop. It's just Christian. I think, picks him up, brings him in.
He's a good egg.
Yeah.
Good warm bagels, too. Good.
It's just what I needed at this moment.
Your bit, the main event, has touched a few of our listeners.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. This bit about happenings in Maine is hitting way too close, according to Brandon. Wife grew up participating in the Potato Blossom Festival, and my dad literally just went to the Footloose play this week.
No.
That's what it says. I don't know what to tell you.
Like a review of that play. I might go check it out myself.
So, John, out of all of the options that you have, what one is resonating with you? Which one are you saying, I can't wait? It doesn't. I can't get there soon enough.
Oh, Baby Shark, far and away. That's what we're
mean, a lot of this stuff is really important to you when the kids are young because it's just about filling up the hours.
Yeah.
How are we going to fill this day? And you just have to pick the thing that's going to be the least painful for you because the kids will do something to ruin it. I used to say that about my son. There isn't a situation so sublime that cannot be ruined by the presence of my son. He can a day at the beach, a walk in the park. He can and will do something to ruin it. So
every parent out there is saying, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
right.
We all have one.
That's
there's
right.
always one.
Always.
It's just
wait
not
a minute.
all of them, but there's always
this
one.
is supposed to be fun.
So
why are you doing this?
No matter what you do, it's going to be ruined at some point. So what thing is most likely to give you some joy and happiness in the 15 minutes before it gets ruined? I would probably say one of the festivals as opposed to one of the shows.
The show's not going to do it. No,
get me to the Potato Blossom Festival, and I'll find something that will keep my interest for a few minutes, maybe more so than the Baby Shark or the Footloose musical.
Here's one from Casey. Hey, gentlemen, highlighting the aura of the moose. My now wife saw a moose for the first time on the day we got engaged. That day is now remembered as the day I saw a moose for the first time. As a New Hampshireite, I get it. I don't get it at all.
So I get it. Oh, the moose. Maybe moose something about the. No, I won't say it. Okay.
Let me tell you something else.
About the look of the moose?
I have precious little support on this topic, and I'm not thrilled to report that my main supporter is Scott Zolak.
Okay.
Because he is not known for his good taste in artistic things. But the late Gene Hackman's final feature film was a vehicle known as Welcome to Mooseport.
Oh, yeah.
Also featuring Ray Romano. And I will watch that movie whenever it's on. I have no issues with Welcome to Mooseport. I've read reviews of it that called it a glorified extended sitcom. Sure, right? It does feel like a sitcom premise. And the script is not going to win any Oscars for anything, but is it a perfectly acceptable way to spend an hour and 40 minutes? Yes. Now, I can tell by the look on your face, Michael, you've never watched Welcome to Mooseport.
No, I haven't. But hearing
Wallach,
you...
never watched Welcome to Mooseport?
Never seen it.
Never seen it. But I will say...
Don't turn away.
But,
next time it pops up, give it a try.
But I will, because remember I said Kevin Bacon is a number one and is a star.
Yeah.
Gene Hackman, ace. Gene Hackman, max contract player. If Gene Hackman is a free agent, rest in peace, Gene Hackman. But if Gene Hackman is a free agent, the whole league lines up and said, whatever you want to do, you want that guy to be your coach, fine. You want this guy traded, Gene Hackman.
He could be supporting role or in Maine,
whatever.
Do
it all.
No Way Out. No Way Out. Gene Hackman.
He's in your top five.
The Firm. Gene Hackman. Fantastic.
The Firm.
Every movie.
French Connection. Gene Hackman.
Hoosiers. Gene Hackman. Like on and on.
Hoosiers. Gene Hackman.
Unforgiven.
Gene Hackman. Yes.
Even in movies that that aren't great, he makes them better by his presence.
Just there.
And
Yep.
you can't have a movie that flat out sucks if Gene Hackman is in it.
How about the original Poseidon Adventure? You ever see that?
I did not.
Gene Hackman.
How about
That's
Superman?
a great film, John.
Okay.
Good call.
Superman.
Forgive
That's
me
right,
if I'm
Lex
repeating
Luthor.
Forgive me if I repeat one here. Crimson Tide.
Yep.
Behind Enemy Lines.
Sure.
I'll watch that one too. The Birdcage. That is
Okay, now-
that is stop whatever you're doing anytime
Yeah.
the Birdcage is on. I'm watching.
John's
that.
favorite.
No, he does not like it. It's an incarceration film. Get Shorty. Another fabulous movie with Gene Hackman in it.
That's been on a lot lately on
Yeah.
HBO. Get Shorty.
And yes, Welcome to Mooseport, which people said was a terrible way for him to end his storied career. And I say, you know what? Not so bad. It's a perfectly fine way to
We
spend
have
some
an
time.
email from the Twitch people. Riz, one of the originals.
Oh, nice.
Riz, question from Mike. The sweatshirt he is rocking from the movie The Inkwell. Sneaky, boring movie, by the way.
It's not from the movie. It's from the actual Inkwell.
Oh, all right.
From Martha's Vineyard. Picked it up a couple of years ago. And if you really want to, like, this couple, stop it. It's part of a matching sweatshirt.
What?
Matching with the wife.
You didn't do that.
We did it.
Her idea?
I think it was my idea. We were in a phase. We just celebrated number 18, but I think for our 16th anniversary. Now this is really corny, but okay, fine. I don't care. We had matching Sweet 16. Number 16 jerseys. It's Sweet 16. And we wore it out of the house. Because that was the time we both loved Mission Impossible movies. So it was a Mission Impossible. One of them movies came out. And so we're at the movies wearing Sweet 16 shirts.
You know, for a guy who, I think I know pretty well and really get along with, you do a lot of things I don't think you should be doing.
Yeah, like watching this movie, this limited series, Sirens.
We're in the matchy match stuff with the
matchy
wife.
match.
What are you doing?
And I'll go even worse. Okay, I'm just gonna confess to it all.
Get it all out now.
The other day, something came on Lifetime, and I said, I think we've seen.
You did not do that. You did not do that.
I said,
you don't understand. That is my prison. I walk in the house. It's on all the time. I would do anything to get away from that. What is wrong with you?
She said, I'm sorry. I think I did this to you. I think before we met, you never watched Live. I said, that's right. But now, because I've been married to you for 18 years, not only do I watch a Lifetime, I now recognize it because all the scripts are the same. They're all the same.
No kidding.
They're all the same.
But you fixed your mouth
and I said,
say,
oh, yeah, we've seen
watch
this. I said, oh, yeah, babe, we've seen this one before. Yeah, we're good.
Christmas in July. Can't do without it.
That's right.
What's wrong with you?
By the way, I love that Hardy's take is it's a bad idea, Michael, for you to get along with your spouse.
No, getting along is one thing, but wearing the matching
matching stuff.
hoodies and the matching jerseys.
You think it's a bridge too far, Hardy? Is
Yeah,
that
a
what
little
you're
bit.
saying?
A little bit.
See, you married a Midwestern woman, Hardy. I figured that'd be something, that's a very Midwestern thing to do, very folksy.
No. I think in fact, I have been instructed to change when even like it appears that we're trying to color coordinate before we go out, or I've been asked to change because it's quicker and easier for me to do that. It's like,
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I kind of go toward it now. The other day, she had on some jorts and a white T-shirt. I'm like, let me get my jorts. Let me get my jorts out here.
Come on.
Let's jort.
That's not true.
Let's double jort this thing.
No. Now this is like a main event game. Is it real or is it fake? You made that up.
No, it's real. Are you an anti-jort guy?
Yeah.
Oh, are you?
I know they're like.
I am.
Back.
They come back.
Yeah, they're coming back.
It never left for me.
Dave emails. He says, it's been about a year since you fine gentlemen rescued my pool party with a great playlist.
Oh yeah. And the three of us were on that day.
Sorry, Dave.
What was the name of your the guy?
Oh.
Who was the guy that we had to play?
You remember.
No. Who is it?
Anderson Paak. You remember.
Anderson Paak with 2 A's.
Yeah.
And I went home and asked my kids, and like, ever heard of him? No.
Your kids never heard of him?
Maybe my daughter had, but no one else did.
Okay. Mike's excuse afterwards was, I'm just too cerebral for the room. That was my excuse that day.
Dave writes, a playlist the likes of which have never been heard before. George Michael, Stevie Wonder, Gap Band, Tribe, Len. Steal My Sunshine.
Yep.
A great time was had by all thanks to the musical diversity I provided that day. I'm guessing there were several children conceived later that night.
There it is.
It all worked wonderfully. I've now elevated my place where I'm hosting my daughter's softball team for the year-end bash. I'll be spinning a lot of Taylor Swift-type music to keep the kids happy. Not my favorite, so my question is there any music that your kids are into that you have found yourself listening to without them? And please don't say Taylor Swift. Okay, so.
All the time.
There's stuff that your kids listen to that you find yourself listening to.
Absolutely.
Now. Okay, give Dave some examples so that he can put some stuff on there that he can tolerate.
Let's see. My daughter is into Tyler the Creator, Sabrina Carpenter. And you know what? In this song, and I'm into this more than the kids. You ever hear this song, Sally? Sally when the Sally when the wine?
Mustang Sally, yes.
No, it's not Mustang. Sally when the wine runs out or something like that.
No,
you've heard the song.
Okay, yes, I lied.
Sally, don't leave me.
You hear that, Dave? Put the Sally song.
Sally, you know what it is. Sally something. Anyway, yeah, I listen to all their stuff, and now. The oldest will surprise. He's 16. He'll surprise me every now and then because Hardy, he's got an old soul. So
what's he listening?
I'll listen to. He'll put
Teddy
on
Pendergrass.
Stevie. He'll listen to Steve. He loves Stevie.
Is he listening to Bread?
Listen. Yeah. The other day I was like, wait a minute, is that Anita Baker? My man is listening to Anita Baker.
Wow.
So yeah. So I love their music.
I have one kid just like that. He listens to Def Leppard a lot, and he had Photograph on in the house the other day. The other one listens to Kendrick Lamar religiously. I was listening to Luther without him in the car yesterday.
How did he attach himself to Def Leppard?
I don't know the answer to that, but it's Def Leppard. We played him. I think it was Hysteria, and for some reason he liked Hysteria and decided to go back a couple albums. It was High and Dry I was listening to for a while. Weird. But yes, Def Leppard.
I mean, I wasn't into it at the time. I didn't dig it. But to hear it now for the first time, I can't imagine anyone thinking like, oh, that's good. Should listen to that.
Yeah.
It works for like, a lot of classic rock. It works for, like classic R&B, classic pop. They're pop songs. If they were good 30 years ago, their chances are they're good now. But Def Leppard.
You listen to your kids' music?
No.
None?
No.
None of it. What do your kids like?
I don't know. All right, let's. Who cares?
Aren't you glad he brought that
Dad
up?
of the year. Right?
Seriously.
Hey, what do you guys listen to? I don't care.
By the way,
I don't care what they're listening to.
If you ever wanted an encapsulation of Hardy, that last 30 seconds.
Yeah, I know. No.
Perfect.
I'm not listening to that.
My daughter's played things for me before. She's like, "Do you like this?" And my son will do it too.
And you say, "It reminds me of."
And I ruin it for them. I say, "Yeah, actually," and I've heard that song before. And then I pull up the song, and it's a direct ripoff of something else. So yeah, that's what I do.
Well, it's kind of like the kids, like when you just mentioned your son and Kendrick Lamar and Luther. You're like, do you know that's Luther Vandross? And you know that song.
Right.
They're like, yeah, whatever. Okay. I just want to
They
hear.
don't care about
I just want to hear Kendrick Lamar and SZA do this thing here.
There's some song that I don't know if it was Gwen Stefani or something, but it sounds so much like Supersonic. Boom, dum, tick, dum, boom, tick, ding, that my daughter didn't believe me, and I played it, and she was actually embarrassed, like how much of a ripoff it was. But I can't remember what the song is that she was listening to. This was a few years ago.
All right, stack, and then we'll bring this thing into the barn here on this Friday on a Fredless Friday on Toucher and Hardy here on the Sports Hub. Hold on.
Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Major League Baseball's All-Star game or All-Star break is now over, and for the Red Sox, that means Game 1 of this afternoon.
98.5.
Like, let's roll the dice.
The Sports Hub. We know what you're thinking. What could I possibly have missed from the show? It's time for The Stack on Toucher and Hardy.
All right, a couple of items to get to here. Number one, the paranormal investigator whose job it was to tour with Annabelle, the allegedly haunted doll from the Annabelle series. And what's the name of the original? Oh, The Conjuring. The Conjuring movie. You ever seen that one, Michael?
I haven't seen that. No.
It's legitimately scary.
Okay.
And it's
I should see it then. I like
supposedly
scary movies.
Based on a trip. Yeah, I don't mind them. Dan Rivera, Connecticut paranormal investigator, one of the handlers of the famed Annabelle died suddenly over the weekend, according to the New England Society for Psychic Research, also known as NESPR. He has cared for the doll made famous by the Conjuring movie series that was based on the work of Ed and Lorraine Warren. He was part of the tour with Annabelle and had stopped in Gettysburg over the weekend, and it is not clear how he died. This is not an old man. This is a young guy, seemingly fit, who died under mysterious circumstances while touring with the Annabelle doll.
He was killed by a doll.
We don't know. No, killed by the doll. Maybe. Perhaps.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
Mysterious.
But this...
You can't eliminate it.
No. This whole Conjuring movie, the first one, and I don't think I've seen any of the sequels or anything, but for something that is essentially like a haunted house movie, and, you know, like there's a doll that's haunted and all that stuff, it's just believable enough and based, you know, in a true story to some extent where I'm not completely comfortable with this. I'm not.
Right.
Do I believe that the doll is cursed and he somehow died as a result? No.
You don't?
Is it possible?
Okay. You don't believe it, but you're not going to say
Am I going to allow it into the realm of possibility?
Here's the real question.
Yeah.
Since he was traveling with the doll and he is with us no more.
Right.
If you have an opportunity to travel with the doll, would you do it?
How much?
All right. Let's say $10,000.
For how long?
For 2 weeks.
No.
$5,000 a week. All right, 15. 20. $10,000 a week.
I'm doing it for 20.
I'm doing it for 20.
$20,000
Oh, yeah.
I'm just doing it.
$10K a week. It's just a doll.
I'm
Don't
doing
wait
it for 20.
Come on, it's
I'll
just
step
a doll.
into the front of the line for that.
Come on.
Yeah.
You don't have to take the doll with you everywhere.
No.
You just have to make sure the doll gets from A to B.
Yeah.
Wherever,
I just
you
think
Don't
of
have
it-
to take it out of a suitcase.
No.
Just carry it.
Just make sure.
I think of everything in terms of college pricing now. It's like, that's tuition and most room and board. Yeah, I can do that. That's a semester.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right,
I'm
I'm gonna give you a better number. $40,000.
Oh, yeah. 43,250. Yep. Yes.
Tack on another couple thousand
Can
books.
can the paychecks begin
expenses.
September 1st?
Yeah.
That's right.
Let me give you some routing
maybe.
information.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Dave Navarro, Eric Avery, and Stephen Perkins. Those names mean anything to you, Michael?
One of them is a catcher.
No. And Perry Farrell, all of the band.
Yeah.
James Addiction.
James Addiction, great.
Well, Navarro, Avery, Perkins, they all issued a lawsuit against Perry Farrell because last fall there was a now infamous dust-up on stage in Boston that resulted in the band breaking up. No more. We're all done. So they filed a lawsuit against Perry Farrell. They're seeking at least $10 million, saying that the group lost that amount due to the tour's cancellation and suspension of all band activities. Moments after that lawsuit was fired, Perry Farrell issued his own lawsuit, not a countersuit, a legal complaint, saying that Dave, Eric, and Steven, in a 30-page complaint, bullied him for years and engaged in a series of harassment aimed at undermining him. He said that he had no say in canceling the tour and breaking up the band. He said also that fight on stage was their fault because they were playing their instruments at a high volume at a rock show?
They were playing their instruments at a high volume to cover up for the fact that homeboy couldn't sing. I was at that show.
You were there?
Yes, but I left before the fight happened.
So he's lost it? I mean,
yeah, Hardy, you were speaking. You've interviewed him in the past. I have as well. Like, he certainly is no stranger to experimenting with substances, and I think that might be
I mean,
what his
he's always been eccentric, but it seemed that like he had kind of
that was such a weird scene. But aren't you amazed by musicians who sound the same, like 20, 30, 40 years later?
Yeah, there aren't that many of them.
Yeah.
But the ones who can pull it off. Yeah,
Def Leppard, for example. A perfect example of a
That's
band
a good
that
one,
hasn't
John.
lost
Actually,
it.
Joe Elliott still
They're
got his
exactly
fastball.
the same.
All right. Well, good for him. Michael, it's been a pleasure as always. Thank you.
Pleasure's mine. Thanks for the invite. Appreciate
John Wallach,
you guys.
have a great trip to Maine.
Enjoy your weekend.
That's right. Fred will be back on Monday. Zolak and Bertrand are next. Have a great weekend.